off Glenwood, Grove Barton, and Durley Road.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%, and most people are only making the minimum payment, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, it's Dennis Cox for Loan Pronto. But here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone with zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at near 3-year lows. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Canes light the lamp here.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Our temperature is hotter this afternoon in the mid-90s under partly cloudy skies and more humidity tonight. We'll see an overnight low in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, heat's the biggest story. We'll see mostly sunny skies with a high of 99, so near a record, and we could have a heat advisory. Then Thursday night into Friday, the remnants of a tropical system could bring some showers and thunderstorms.
3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones down 112 points to 51,887.
8 years ago, when Rod Brind'Amour was hired to be the head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, he said the mission was to be the best team in the NHL. 5 seconds away. Played out, and the Carolina Hurricanes are the best team in the NHL. They won the 2026 Stanley Cup. It's yours, Carolina, and it's coming back to North Carolina. The Stanley Cup.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. Woke up today and the Carolina Hurricanes were still the 2026 Stanley Cup champs.
Can't deny it.
At some point, I'm gonna stop reminding you all that at the top of the show. But I'm enjoying it too much.
Yeah, at some point. That point ain't now.
Not today.
Not
the
right
Canes
now.
are the Stanley Cup champions. And you're listening to The Drive. I'm Tim Donnelly. That's Dennis Cox. Let's jump into the Big 3 at 3.
Number 1.
The Big 3 at 3 is presented by Mainer Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, all the things we take for granted in our home, they take care of it for us. Check them out online, MainerServices.com, MAYNOR Services.com. Number 1 is we are one day closer to the Canes celebrating their Stanley Cup with a parade. And matter of fact, I can let you all know that you can join 99.9 The Fan Saturday morning for complete coverage of the Canes Stanley Cup Championship Parade. Our pre-parade broadcast starts at 10 live from Taverna Agora on Hillsborough. We will have the latest parade updates, hear from fellow fans, and cheer on your champs as they take the main stage. Championship Parade coverage on 99.9 The Fan is brought to you by Parkway Sleep Health Centers in Cary. Sound sleep, sound health. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for specifically with this Carolina Hurricanes team, and maybe you would remove like Seth Jarvis from this category. But so many of them were so locked in on the goal of winning a Stanley Cup, or if we're being real, locked in on the goal of getting 1% better every day or focusing on their next shift, that publicly we don't get to see them have that much like outward joyous fun. Right? We see them when they score goals and they scream, right? We see them when they're high-fiving. We might even see them get a couple giggles on the bench when like Martinook loses a skate blade and has to get over to the bench by doing the worm. Like those things happen. But when you talk to them in the media, barring a few, lighthearted moments, usually they're very like Rod Brind'Amour up, right? They're very we're working hard. We're getting better. Oh, so-and-so had a good game. So-and-so's, we're missing him while he's injured. So-and-so was great today. And they keep it moving. Since they won the Cup, we've gotten to see the personalities that like they have maybe away from the game, or maybe when they're not so locked in. There's been some laughter. There's been some obvious, standing on the bar, at bars, chanting and singing and everything else. I kind of like it. And the parade, I assume, is going to be that times 100, right? It's going to be them showing appreciation to the fans showing appreciation to them. I assume drinks will be flowing, and we'll be there giving you play-by-play through it all. We'll be there letting you know the vibes, letting you know basically just how it's going. So if you can be there, I would suggest you do. It's one of those things that a bunch of years into the future, people are going to talk about who was there, where were you, like whose hand did you high five, and all that stuff, which I can tell you, I've never been to a championship parade. I just want that to be clear. My wife is from Baltimore. Her family did go the first Ravens Super Bowl, the one in whatever it was, like 2001. They went to the championship parade, and they know, like, I high-five Ray Lewis. I high-five, what was it, Stover, the kicker. Like, they know who they were hanging out with. And I wouldn't even say they're the biggest sports fans in the world. They are big Baltimore fans. But I wouldn't say they're the biggest sports fans in the world. So if you got on Canes fever during this run, I think you're going to want to be there. Be amongst what I can only assume is like, 6 figures of like-minded Caniacs and take it in. It's a once in a very, very long time opportunity. Once in 20 years, at least the way they've done it so far. But we'll be there, and we'll be having a good time. Maybe we'll let our hair down a little bit. Maybe we'll have some of that fun that we don't normally let you see. Although we do have a lot more goofy fun on the show than the Canes do. That's number 1. Let's get to number 2.
Number 2.
The North Carolina Tar Heels baseball team is leading West Virginia 2-1 in the top of the third. As it stands right now, they are at the plate in the top of the third with 2 runners on and nobody out. So they have a runner on first and second and nobody out. The reason why this is significant is I believe if Carolina wins, they go to the final.
That is correct.
If they lose, they will play West Virginia again. So it's the double elimination of this round. West Virginia has already lost to Carolina, and because of that, Carolina's like 1 ahead in the loss column, so they'll get two swings at it. However, when you get to this point in the tournament, the Tar Heels have done a good job of this. You don't want to play extra games if you can avoid it.
Yeah.
It becomes a massive advantage the further you go on, the less games you've played, because your pitchers will be more healthy, your bullpen will be more rested, and everything that goes along with it. So if you are Carolina, you are thinking, get out of this now. And actually, my computer is far behind the TV.
Oh, yeah.
It is bottom of the third, and it is 5-1.
Yeah, 5-1 Carolina.
Carolina over West Virginia. That was when you like wake up and you think it's Tuesday all day, and then at lunchtime you find out it's Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, like, I thought it was 2-1, and I looked up to the camera because I'm sorry, to the TV. I was looking on my computer, it said 2-1. I looked up and I saw Carolina hit into a ground ball out, and I went, oh man, I wonder if that got him out of the jam without scoring any runs. And then I looked over to the score, and it already said 5-1. It was like, wait a second.
That escalated quickly.
It's actually closer to the weekend than I thought.
All right.
All right. That's finding $20 in your pocket. That's just a good feeling right there. Carolina 5, West Virginia 1, bottom of the third, now with a runner on and 2 outs, it looks like. But that is a big deal.
By the way, the championship series, Saturday, Sunday, third game on Monday if necessary. And by the way, we will actually carry all 3 of those games right here on 99.9 The Fan.
Heck yeah.
So if Carolina gets out of this, be 3 wins in 3 games to the conference. I'm sorry, to the World Series championship.
Yep.
And they don't
Final
play again
series.
until Saturday. So like, talk about everyone rested and ready to go.
If they win it all, I'm just going to assume that a team from our area is going to win every single championship from now until forever.
Absolutely.
It would be Canes win back-to-back with the Carolina win. It would just be like, all right, who's next? Who's up? Got to get everybody on board. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is 2. Let's get to number 3.
Number 3.
Speaking of who's next, we are 50 days exactly. I mean, it's kind of football. From the Carolina Panthers playing kind of real football. It's a preseason game. It's the Hall of Fame game. So it's almost like half of a preseason game, which is already like an eighth of a regular season game. But it's football that will be on TV, that we'll be able to watch. They'll be playing a different team.
I feel great about playing football right now.
It'll be a celebration of obviously the Hall of Fame, right? And it's Luke Kuechly, right? That's a pretty good one to be celebrating if you're a Carolina Panthers fan. You'll be going up against Arizona, who's going to be celebrating with Larry Fitzgerald. It's a pretty good one to be celebrating. And then you get to play football. And it's actually kind of nice. I really like that Carolina didn't have this Hall of Fame game maybe 2 years ago, because I'm not sure they would have known who to sit. Right, because there were so many question marks at so many positions. Now it's 2 years into the Dan Morgan, Dave Canales era, and it appears there's an upper tier. There's established players. There's maybe even a second string that you're pretty confident in at most positions. And then there's the guys fighting for the last few roster spots in a position group, or the last few special team spots, and that's what really comes out of a Hall of Fame game, right? Your starters, really anyone on guaranteed money, is going to be wearing a hoodie and maybe joking around on the sideline a little bit. But the guys towards the end of the roster can use one more game of tape. They can use one more opportunity. And also, the other reason why I think it's a big deal is there's a lot of mechanisms on game day. I don't even know what to call them. Protocols on game day. Dave Canales is a head coach, solely a head coach, for the first time since he became a head coach. He's not an offensive play caller. He's just the guy managing the big picture. Brad Idzik is an offensive coordinator that calls plays for the first time. Now, obviously, if you're calling plays for guys that are going to get cut, it's not, exactly a game-like atmosphere. But Dave can go through with, how much time is going on here? Where should I be standing? Who should I be talking to when the offense is on the field? Brad Idzik can get used to play clocks, can get used to how much does he want to communicate play in and play out with Dave Canales? How much does he want to communicate play in and play out with the rest of the offensive position coaches? You could perhaps even turn a drive or two over to Bryce Young. Right? Let him get into some calling, or let him give you some input on what he likes in certain situations. You can use it as not even a dress rehearsal, just like a mock game almost, to get everybody used to their new positions. Because the biggest change on offense that I see, maybe a first-round tackle starting, maybe a third-round wide receiver getting some run in 3 wide receiver sets. But when you look at the offense, the biggest change for me is the play caller and all of the mechanisms and protocols that go in to Brad Idzik, hopefully being a little bit more of a feel for the play calling guy, a little bit more for keeping us on our toes than Dave Canales has been in the past. 50 days, 5-0. Seems like just 2 days ago we were saying it was 100 days till college football. Chopping off 50. I know it's different sports and it's preseason, different levels and it's preseason, but still preparing for 100 days. All right, then 50. It's great. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The Carolina Hurricanes, speaking of biggest changes, right? Biggest changes to the offense for the Panthers. The thing that is most talked about for the Canes when you're looking towards the future after their Stanley Cup is how darn near everything is locked up for next year already, right? Contracts. Well, let me ask you this. If everything's the same, you're probably lying to yourself. Something's going to change. What are the three biggest differences for the Canes next season versus the season that just ended up? Stick around.
A bull riding contest. I'm signing up.
You've never ridden a bull.
No, but I won playing a new Bucks Loaded Edition scratch-off, and I'm on a roll.
But they're loaded with $50, $100, and $200 prizes.
Oh, I'm riding the Widowmaker.
Go for the win with new Bucks Loaded Edition scratch-offs and digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win range from 1 in 3.72 to 4.75. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
Stankoven is going to come up with the steal. Stankoven, stuff chance on the front. He scores! Oh, the tank! Logan Stankoven puts Carolina on the board. It's 2-1, and Lenovo Centers come to life.
This is The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I promise you I won't let you into the really dangerous parts, but I'm going to give everybody a window into the way my brain works for a second. Obviously, right now, I like a lot of people that follow the Canes, people that cover the Canes. It's content overload right now, right? You can jump on a million different platforms, catch podcasts, shows. You can mic'd up this. You can, I mean, if you wanted to, and I'm not saying I haven't done it. You can go to other speaking podcasts on YouTube and just do the old international film and subtitles your way through conversations with Sebastian Aho in Finland or whoever. And one of the way my brain works is there's like a universal agreement that when you're talking about the Canes, you talk about this year, you get excited, you talk about the run through the postseason, you talk about Rod Brind'Amour, you talk about Jordan Staal, Conn Smythe, you talk about all that. And then when you're looking towards the future, you go, and they have everybody under contract. You go through the Logan Stankoven, Jackson Blake contracts. You talk about how even the Jordan Stahls and the Martinooks aren't on expiring contracts. You talk about how the new guys, Ehlers and Miller, are on these contracts. You talk about the big three, Svetch, Aho, Jarvis, they're under contracts. You talk about how even before Brandon Bussey went on the run in the Stanley Cup final, he agreed to a contract of 3 years extension at a little under $2 million per. And you go like, this is great. Rod's not going anywhere. They're built for the future. And when everybody is saying that, the way my brain works is it goes, well, what's going to be different? If everybody is saying it's going to be the same group, the same defensive pairings, the same lines, it's going to be the same system, the same this, the same that, I'm going, what's going to be different? So I've actually... ready for this? I've what's the word? Delegated it. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. I've delegated the question that was rattling around in my brain to Dennis. I said, Dennis, I want the 3 things that are going to be most different about the Carolina Hurricanes next year compared to the team that we just watched hoist the Stanley Cup. And I then said, I don't want to hear him till we're on air. So, Dennis, in whatever order you choose, what 3 things are going to be most different about this team that everybody tells me won't change at all?
All right, 3 things are going to be different. Again, there's a little subjectivity to this and things that I anticipate are going to happen.
Yeah, of course.
The first one is, who's the running mate with Brandon Bussey? Because it's probably not going to be Frederik Andersen.
Correct. And so are you saying that a change would be even if it's Piotr, or do you think there's a chance it's someone other than Piotr?
There's a chance to get that both,
Okay.
yes.
I agree. I think goalie is probably the most obvious potential change there. They have cap space. They have trade prospects if they want to go crazy, if they want to do something ridiculous. But also, Piotr's coming off a season of injury, right? Like an entire season of injury, talking Pyotr Kochetkov. And also, it worked so well in the postseason having an uber veteran mixed in with Bussey. Perhaps you like that kind of vibe and you go try to find somebody that's a little bit more time-tested, approved. So, I'll give you that one. I agree with it. If you're looking for something that's going to be different, Freddie Andersen, I'm not even sure, you hate to speculate on what someone else is doing. So this isn't speculation. This is just asking the question. I'm not sure Freddie Andersen will be playing hockey. If he wanted to roll off into the sunset with 13 wins in a postseason that ended with the Stanley Cup and everything there, I think that would be an appropriate end to a really, really impressive, really, really long career.
Honestly, if he did that, I would not blame him one bit. Like, go out on top.
I would celebrate it.
Go out on top. All right, second thing here that could be different next season for the Carolina Hurricanes. Taylor Hall is not a top 6 forward.
Ooh, this one's a little spicier. You think the Stankoven line didn't solidify itself as like do not touch? You're not putting I always use the joke that the living room you're not allowed to go in. You're not putting that couch under plastic and saying nobody's allowed in there when you look at the Stankoven line after that playoffs?
I think I look at it in the sense of over the course of, because Taylor Hall didn't start there.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that happened over the second half of the season. Can Taylor Hall continue to sustain playing on that top in a top 6 role? It's possible, but you do have Nikolai Ehlers there that could potentially move up. You never know what the lines are going to look like because there might be potential moves that are made this offseason as well. Is Taylor Hall a consistent top 6 forward for you going forward?
And also, it's only because it's sports, right? He is a young person in life. But early in next season, he's going to turn 35. So there's off-ramps there. Is there the possibility, and actually I'll hear number 3 before I ask the next question because it could impact whatever you have coming next.
No, let's hear it first.
Is there a possibility that if Taylor Hall is gone, replacing him on the wing is Stankoven because someone else is stepping into center? And that would have to be a trade possibility there because, as difficult as it would be to move Hall off of the second line, I think it would be maybe more difficult to move a guy that just scored 11 goals in a postseason off your second line. Yet there are still those out there that think perhaps there's an opportunity to trade for a center this offseason with all the cap space and prospects you have. And if you do that, I don't know. I'm not going to throw too many names out there or any names out there. But if you do that and it's somebody that's undeniably a top 6 center, do you then move Stankoven onto the wing? He's been there. I mean, this guy's lived like 10 lives, and he's 23, and technically this was the first year after his rookie year. But if Hall drops down, you can move Stankoven over and someone else into that center spot.
That's a possibility. That's a real possibility. I think also the conversation that you have to have this offseason as well with Jordan Staal is that he's going into the final year of his deal. How much longer does he want to play? That's a real question, because if he says, hey, I can do this probably for another year or 2 after this upcoming season, then if the Carolina Hurricanes extend him, then that changes the math.
Very
it really
much
does.
So. Very much so.
It genuinely does.
But at some point, do you even want Staal? Again, he's 37 right now. He just won the Conn Smythe. We're talking in the future, not anytime soon. as he approaches 40, if he wants to keep playing that distance, does he become your fourth liner? Does it become, hey, I'll do all the stuff I do for you, but I need to do it 12 minutes a night? Like, does it become a different beast there? And again, it just changes the math based on how you're projecting all of that. But again, into the future there, the guy just won the Conn Smythe.
All right, final one here for you. The top 6 defensemen on the Carolina Hurricanes next season are not the same 6 top guys from this past season.
Would you be willing to pass along who you think might not be there? Or are you saying like wholesale changes like a bunch of them?
I can think of 2 names that could possibly not be back next season.
I think there's one that's kind of I don't know if it's obvious. It's heavily talked about. It would be Nikishin in a trade.
The big one's Alexander Nikishin. That's the biggest one. The other one that was floating around in my mind was actually possibly with one year left on his contract is actually Shane Gostisbehere. Because if you want to keep Nikishin and you want to move on from Shane Gostisbehere, allowing a guy like Charles Alexis Legault or Joel Nystrom to come up, because you do have a pipeline of some really good young defensemen projected in your farm system, then it can help accelerate those guys getting to the NHL level even faster.
I think a lot of that depends on how much Rod Brind'Amour and that coaching staff thinks Alexander Nikishin's power play ability, comfort, execution is advancing. Because if you remove Gostisbehere, somebody's going to have to be with the big dogs on the power play.
Yep.
Which, if Nikishin is ready to have that decision-making and quarterbacking weight on his shoulders, I don't hate it at all, because not only would you be adding that, but you'd be adding his 98-mile-an-hour slap shot to the mix. But Gostisbehere, I mean, he earned his weight on the power play in that Stanley Cup final. So you better be sure you have somebody that can execute that. Or if it's K'Andre Miller, I don't know, like whoever you want to throw out there, one of the young guys, which would be very rare. Somebody would have to step into that power play 1 unit. What about so you're saying the rest are pretty safe? I would agree with that.
Yeah, the top 4 I don't think are going anywhere. Walker's got 3 years left on his deal. He was fantastic. Chatfield, he's a top pair defenseman right now. Granted, he only has 1 year left on his deal. I don't think he's going anywhere, especially because they're both right-handed players. Slavin and K'Andre Miller aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, that's...
They're not going anywhere.
How spicy do we want to get 3 days into the offseason?
Right. They're spicy, and they're like, all right, y'all just completely
that's like
jump the shark here.
That's not spice. That's inedible. But it is the Nikishin stuff I want to emphasize. It's going to be talked about a lot because he's the only player that is not technically under contract for next year. He's a restricted free agent. He's not going anywhere. But the uncertainty of the contract and whether you can agree on something and set something up between representation and team sometimes does lead to trades, just looking generically at that situation, meaning like remove the player. Just restricted free agents sometimes lead to trades. So it's going to be talked about a lot, and I think part of that is going to be amplified because there's really not much else to talk about with the Canes roster. So, if there were 4 dudes that were unrestricted free agents and there was, you had a rental that you picked up at the trade deadline that you had to decide what you wanted to do, and you had Nikishin, a restricted free agent, it would be talked about, but it wouldn't be hammered to death. I think it's going to be hammered to death until if and when they do sign that agreed upon extension and it's obvious he's not leaving, or I think the less likelier thing happens, but it's possible that they trade him away. I would just say if they trade him away, you better get a dude back, right?
Oh, yeah, you're not going to trade him for just, hey, let's get some picks here.
Yeah, and unless it becomes absolutely nuclear in the conversations, like just hazardous, you're not trading him away for anything but I think somebody that would make fans pretty excited to bring back.
Again, these are all Carolina Hurricane hypotheticals here.
Yeah.
These are all hypotheticals because, like, for example, again, the Taylor Hall top 6 forward thing, maybe he switches spots with Nikolai Ehlers going forward. Yeah, like, eventually that's the thing. Like, okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
This is why we did this little experiment. And thank you to Dennis for participating.
Oh, my pleasure.
It is insane that they won a cup. And it is a task. It is a piece of like, it's a chore. It's a piece of work to come up with 3 things that you might have different next year, right? And we could have copped out there, right? You could have said something like, somebody's going to be recovering from off-season surgery, so, Bradley Nadeau is in the day one lineup. Like that's not really a change. That's just a temporary thing. Like there's really very few examples in sports where you have a young team, everybody is due to come back, and you just reached the mountaintop. Normally, once you reach the mountaintop, all your free agents are getting paid by everybody else more than they should because they want that glow, right? They want, you know what it's like in a winning locker room. Come over here and spread that with us, and we'll pay you $2 million per year over market value for it. Like that's normally what happens after a Stanley Cup or a Super Bowl or an NBA Finals or whatever. With the Canes, it's like we took care of that already. We got everybody locked up. If you want the glow from Mike Riley, go ahead, overpay him. We'd be happy to see him driving away in a luxury car as he goes to his next spot. Like, there's levels to this thing. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. And speaking of there's levels to this thing, there's levels to your watch game. And you might want to level up, right? Maybe you're a luxury watch. You dabbled a little bit, right, in your luxury watch game. You maybe got one or two that you really, really like, but now that you've been in the world, right? Because when you wear a luxury watch on your wrist, what you'll notice is other luxury watch people, they notice and they want to talk about it, and then you talk about theirs. You ask questions, they ask questions, you learn more. Maybe you want to sell yours and go for that big dog, go for that Grail watch that you've learned about since you got your first. Well, Bailey's Fine Jewelry, they want to help. Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry, specifically the Fox & Bailey Watch Shop at their Village District location. Bailey's is actively buying luxury timepieces. Rolex, Cartier, Panerai, Hublot, Omega, Breitling, Tudor, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet. While not all of those are like maybe your first luxury watch, it's an addiction, right? If you buy one, you wear it, you love it, maybe it runs its course. You can have Fox & Bailey Watch Shop help you sell it. Maybe it's a consigning situation, and then you go and buy your next one. The Grail watch that's been catching your eye lately. Again, many of those same brands, all available right there in the Fox & Bailey Watch Shop. So if you are addicted to the luxury watch buying and selling game, you need to be addicted to going to Fox & Bailey Watch Shop located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry at their Village District location. Let them know you heard about it from me, Tim, right here on 99.9 The Fan. When we come back, we have the Dean's List, and I believe there's been some more runs scored in that Carolina baseball game. Their lead has grown out there in Omaha at the College Baseball World Series. We'll update you next.
It's bow time. Ordering Bojangles Bow Bites is the easiest choice you'll make today. The bite-sized hand-breaded chicken is fried to crispy perfection, making it perfect for sharing, snacking, or when you're on the go. Just don't call it a nugget. The only hard part is choosing from our 6 dipping sauces. We've got a sauce for every kind of craving, from our creamy house-made ranch to our sweet and spicy peach honey pepper sauce. It all depends on what kind of mood you're in. Head to your nearest Bojangles today and discover the dippable, shareable, and craveable Bow Bites. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to head on over to Bojangles to try Bojangles' new Bow Bites. Bite-sized hand-breaded chicken fried to crispy perfection. On the go, they're perfect for snacking or sharing. Dipped in your favorite sauce like creamy house-made ranch or peach honey pepper, they're the perfect way to satisfy your craving for flavor and value. Try Bojangles' new Bow Bites. It's an easy choice to make when it's bow time.
This is the sound of Jack, buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
There's only one Ozempic. Hello, I'm Ozempic. Because this ad is 30 seconds, I can't get into everything I'm FDA approved to do, so I'm just going to play my jingle again. But first, ask your doctor about which FDA approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA approved Ozempic. Now here's that jingle again. There's only one Ozempic.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Frederick Anderson, he'll settle it down. Canes cleared out. Will Carrier into the zone. Drop Jankowski. He scores! Mark Jankowski has tied it up here. And the Canes have come back from 2 down. Oh, his first of the postseason. And Mark Jankowski has got this building in a frenzy.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. A Mark Jankowski highlight just, it hits. Mark Jankowski, Stanley Cup champion.
Hey, that game 2 goal was crucial.
Oh, massive.
Crucial.
And it was a highlight goal. Like,
yeah.
It's not what you think of when you think of Jankowski. You think of like the glue stuff, the dirty work. That was a highlight goal from Mark Jankowski.
That was Carrier doing that dirty work too.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what it was. But it was pretty dirty work. I don't want to. It wasn't the ugly stuff. It was the pretty dirty work.
Beautiful and dirty.
You know what else is true about Mark Jankowski?
What's that?
He is both an NCAA champion and a Stanley Cup champion.
That he is.
Mark Jankowski putting together a little resume. Putting together a little resume. I said this earlier, and it's not a joke about Forrest Gump. Mark Jankowski has a little bit of a Forrest Gump career, just the part of Forrest Gump where he's in like the background of all these historical events, right? He's there when Watergate's happening. He's running for Alabama for Bear Bryant. Like he's doing He was teammates with Yager, teammates with Crosby.
Yeah.
Won an NCAA championship, won a Stanley Cup. Like he's got all of these little things that tie him together. He's been in the league longer than you think. He's got a week where he scored 7 goals. Like he's got all these little things that are like, you know, when you add it all up, you got some stories to tell there, Mark Jankowski. When you add it all up, you got some stories to tell. A game-tying goal in the Stanley Cup final for Mark Jankowski. That's crazy in a must-win game.
That place went nuts.
As it should.
Gosh.
I think a lot of people didn't know what was going on because Carrier was on his backside and was kind of trying to flip it sideways. And then all of a sudden the puck just emerged and Jankowski was right there waiting for it, and it was just glorious.
It was funny. I asked him afterwards how did it feel to have one actually count. He goes, yeah, I thought they're going to find something. Find something that overturn it.
I mean, again, he scored a game winner in overtime.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, and it got taken away. The guy's done it all.
Also in a game 2.
He's done it all. He's like the Dos Equis man. He's the most interesting man. He scored a game winner in overtime, and it didn't count. Like, he's the most interesting man. Like, that's what he is. He's Mark Jankowski. Stay thirsty, my friends. And he will be at the parade on Saturday, I assume. I no assumptions. I don't want to put anybody in a tough spot. I assume there will be some thirst being quenched at the parade. And you can join 99.9 The Fan. That's us, Saturday morning for complete coverage of the Canes Stanley Cup Championship Parade. Our pre-parade broadcast starts at 10, live from Taverna Agora on Hillsborough. We will have the latest parade updates. We'll hear from fellow fans and cheer on the champs as they take the main stage. Championship Parade coverage on 99.9 The Fan is brought to you by Parkway Sleep Health Centers in Cary. Sound sleep, sound health. Now, here on The Drive, we will jump to the Dean's List. I think we have to start, and this is not a assumption of victory, but we're just updating you. The North Carolina Tar Heels baseball team.
Yeah, the Diamond Heels getting after it.
They are up 8-1 on West Virginia in a game that if Carolina wins, they are one of 2 remaining. They go to the World Series, the College Baseball World Series, the final series, the championship series, which is pretty darn cool. They are up 8-1. It is the bottom of the 5th, 1 down. West Virginia is at the plate, and nobody on. How about, I think his name is Owen Hull, the center fielder.
Yeah.
He is now 3 for 3 in the game with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. And his run scored in the first. So he had a double to deep right center. His buddy scored. That's how the first run came across. Then he was on second. He stole third. There's an error on the steal. He makes it home to score.
Love that.
So that's like, big baseball, small baseball, right? Big ball, small ball. He did them both. Just a double to bring in a run on an RBI, then a steal, an error, goes home to score the second run of the game.
The lost art of stolen bases.
The lost art of stolen bases. Ricky Henderson would be furious, but would be very, very excited for Owen Hall. And then all they've done since then is tack on 6 more. So shout out to the Carolina Tar Heels. Keep it up. Got to finish the game. More Dean's List here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. How about Duke football? Their social media pointed this out, so, I don't want to take credit. They're hyping themselves up. But Duke football, according to Duke football, is one of just 9 FBS football programs that has the same head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator over the last 3 seasons, including the one coming up. So the last 3 seasons, they have had the same triumvirate of coaching leadership of head coach, OC, and DC, which is very much just a lost art. Coach, staff retention, when every coordinator is looking for the big payday to be a head coach, when every head coach is fighting for their job so much that they got to fire their assistants every year, like it's just they're coming and going, and Duke has managed to be stable, which I think really, really helps with the fact that they have like a new quarterback every year. The fact that kind of everything around it seems very locked in. Credit to Manny Diaz and that program for keeping the stability. Dennis, do you have any Dean's List you'd like to throw out?
I do. Actually, I'm going to throw on UNC football and NC State football.
Okay.
We're 73 days away from when they actually take the field for a real game.
Dominated. 73 days.
73 days.
We can do anything for 73 days.
I know. By the way, in 4 weeks, literally 4 weeks from today, is ACC Football Media Day kickoff. Starts in Charlotte. Literally 4 weeks from today. So we'll have, I think, NC State will be on Wednesday along with the commissioner, Jim Phillips, speaks. And then on Friday of that week, so July 15th, 16th, whatever it is, 17th, 19th, whatever, that Duke, Carolina, Wake Forest will be on that Friday as well. So literally in 4 weeks, we'll be down in Charlotte for ACC Football Media Days.
I can wait for anything for 4 weeks.
Yeah,
4 weeks is nothing.
It's 4 weeks.
4 weeks. 4 sets of 7.
That's it.
More Dean's List. This is a follow-up on one we had before, but the 2019-2020 Wisconsin hockey team, the Badgers.
That's right.
I'd been searching, and I maybe I missed it, but I've been looking for the mic'd up or any kind of insight into Keandre Miller and Cole Caulfield, who were college teammates at Wisconsin that then faced off in the Eastern Conference Final. And then obviously at the end of series in the playoffs, they do the handshake line. And I just want to know what was said. I don't know if everybody saw it. They did kind of like a one shining moment montage at the end of the Stanley Cup Final coverage ESPN did.
Yeah, they usually do it every year.
I didn't catch it the first time, but I watched it again this morning. And they do have that moment between Miller and Caulfield in there, and they're mic'd up. And Keandre Miller just looks at him and says, "I love you so much." And Caulfield says, "Go get one."
Yeah.
And then Miller went and got one. Mm-hmm. So that team having that, like, that's not what you dream of for Caulfield's side of it, but it's kind of what you dream of as teammates. Like, hey, I'll see you in the NHL postseason, and whichever one wins is going to go on and finish the job. Like, that's kind of the stuff you talk about, like, when you're laying on the ground because your strength and conditioning coach just absolutely crushed you and you don't feel like your legs are going to work for a couple hours, so you're just kind of vegging, and then you're chatting with your boys. Like, that's what you talk about, and they lived it out. So credit to Keandre Miller for finishing the advice of Cole Caulfield, his old college buddy, who said go get one, because he did. And that being a Stanley Cup. So that's just kind of completing what we talked about the other day. And that is also completing the Dean's List here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. There you go. I do my best not to stoop down to the level of some trolls, but occasionally you got to do what you got to do. I will address some of the whiny crybabies talking about the Canes, talking about their run. We will address it in just a few minutes. But first, Tim Donnelly here for Kalshi. The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived. For many of us, it is the time we pay attention to soccer. Well, guess what? If you want to make it more interesting, you can trade on the entire tournament on Kalshi. You can trade every match from the opening stage, which is going on now, all the way to the final. As it stands right now, you can trade on the eventual stage of elimination for the United States. If you think they make it to the round of 16 and that's where their run comes to an end, well, they're trading at 31% to do just that, which means a $100 trade pays out nearly exactly $300. I almost said $700. $300. If you want to make $700, you might have to go a little bit more aggressive. Something like if they make it to the semifinals. And that's where it ends. A $100 trade would pay out $900, so even more than $700. That's how it works, but there's a little bit more you should know. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. So they might be trading at 10% to make it to the semifinals now, but if they make it to the round of 32, if that percentage goes up, and you're no longer confident they're going to make it out of the round of 32, you can trade out of that percentage, of that trade, of that position, and still get payouts that are pretty darn sweet. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TIMD, that's TIMD, with no spaces, to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restriction and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, will be back with a response to the haters. Stick around.
Hi, friends. This is Mark Pons from Chapel Hill Tire. I get it. You don't wake up excited to schedule car maintenance. Between work, school, family activities, and everything else life throws your way, it can be tough to find the time. That's why I'm excited to share that beginning July 11th, our University Place and Crabtree locations will be open Saturdays from 8 to 5. Now you'll have one more option for taking care of your vehicle. Schedule your Saturday appointment today at chapelhilltire.com and drive happy.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
The golf season is here. Time to upgrade your game. Head to Global Golf and explore Carolina's largest selection of pre-owned golf clubs. Whether you're just getting started or been playing for years, our expert staff will fit you with the perfect clubs. Plus, trade it in and save big on your next set. Global Golf makes it easy to turn your previously played equipment into serious savings. Visit us at 7320 ACC Boulevard in North Raleigh. Open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Global Golf, home of the best deals in golf.
You could argue that making jewelry by hand is yesterday's way of doing it. You could claim that being particular about custom design and old-world craftsmanship slows down the process. You could call us old-fashioned, and you'd be right. Because the heart and soul of Bailey's is our workshop, where skilled craftsmen create heirlooms meant to last for generations. Come see why we've been voted the best jeweler year after year. Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Every woman wants a Bailey box.
Canes hockey is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Canes on the ice. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. official hard tea and lemonade of the Carolina Hurricanes. Sold in arena and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
If you're exhausted, not just tired, but worn down, this message is for you. I'm Brandon Giggling, president of Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Across North Carolina, many people wait months, sometimes over a year, just to start sleep care. That wait isn't normal, and it isn't necessary. At Parkway, most patients are seen within weeks, with virtual consultations and home sleep studies that remove unnecessary delays. Sleep care shouldn't have to depend on how long you're willing to wait.
Parkway Sleep, your fastest path to better sleep. Start today at parkwaysleep.com. Sound sleep, sound health.
The Canes captain will take the draw, and here we go. The playoffs are underway, and right off the hop, we got a fight. It's Staal and Tkachuk. The captains are going, and Staal is going to take down Tkachuk.
Was that ever awesome?
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The North Carolina Tar Heels baseball team, the Diamond Heels, tacked on another insurance run here in the top of the 6th. Men's College World Series action from Omaha. 9-1 the score now. Carolina over 16th ranked West Virginia. Carolina ranked 5th. If Carolina wins, they go to the final, the World Series. If you win the series, you go on to be the national champion series. If West Virginia wins, these two will play once again in a true elimination game with the winner moving on. Gallagher, the guy that just got the RBI for UNC, as the television told me, the active player leader in College World Series RBIs. Or postseason RBIs, I should say, not just the World Series in Omaha. In playoff games, in NCAA tournament games, he is the active leader in RBIs. It's a good little stat to have about yourself. Be pretty proud of that one. We'll keep you updated on that game as it goes on. It's top of the 6th, 2 outs. Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It's clockwork. We could have predicted this. Maybe we should have predicted this. Maybe I should have been better prepared to handle this without lashing out. So the Carolina Hurricanes, for years and years and years and years, they were the team that couldn't win the big one, couldn't win the Stanley Cup. They're regular season merchants. Oh, they're going to lose in the Eastern Conference Finals again. And then they didn't. They won the Eastern Conference Finals, and they won the Stanley Cup Final. And currently, somewhere, they are having a great time with the Stanley Cup. And the predictable move is now maybe a national hockey media member, maybe a hockey fan or a hockey media member that covers another team rolls right into, well, they had the easiest path. Well, of course the Carolina Hurricanes win when they only had to beat those 4 teams. Oh, my goodness, if they would have been in the West, if they would have been in the Atlantic, if they would have been on the moon, if they would have been anywhere, they had to play those 4 teams. They got so lucky. I have a few things I would like to say about that narrative that is being passed around. That's first and foremost just pound sand. But next, if let's pretend they did have the easiest path. Let's pretend. Okay, I don't agree with it, but for the sake of the argument, let's accept your conceit. Let's accept your assumption. They were the number 1 seed in the East. They're supposed to have the easiest path through the playoffs. What do you want to give the 8th seed the easiest path and get we really want the 1st seed to be the most battle tested if people want to try to downgrade their cup run at the end of the year. So let's line up a murderer's row for them. No. Absolutely not. If another team wanted to have an easier path in the East, they should have had the easier path. They should have gone to the top seed. That's my first point. My next point is this. Was it actually the easiest path, as you are assuming? I'm talking to like the haters that are making the comment. Was it actually the easiest path, as you are assuming, or did they just make it look that way? Think about that one, huh? Because let me ask you this. If Carolina, so if the team, actually let me take a step back. If the teams Carolina played did absolutely everything the same except, so they're the exact same quality of teams, nothing changes, goalies are the same quality of good. The coaches are the same quality of good. Everything about the opponents for Carolina was the exact same. The only difference is Carolina let them steal a few more games. Let's pretend the Eastern Conference Finals went 7. Let's pretend Vladar was able to steal because the Canes didn't execute as well 2 games. Absolutely nothing about the opponents changed. Just those series go a little bit longer. None of these conversations are happening. Right now, Carolina had to earn it. They went the distance with a hot goaltender. Dobesh really. But no, because the Canes just walked in, looked them up and down, smoked them, and walked out. Now, it was such an easy path. It wasn't an easy path for every team. It was an easy path for the Canes because of how good they were. And easy isn't the right word. Short is the better word, right? It was a path of few games, right? It took them 19 games to get 16 wins because they were dominant. Now, here's another hypothetical for you. And I think this, it's big if the first part happens. But say they win like 3 of the next 10 cups. Okay? Say the Canes win 3 of the next 10. It would change absolutely nothing about the cup run we just watched. But suddenly, everybody, because people love to pretend like they knew a dynasty was coming before it came, suddenly it would be, that was such a dominant path. They left a wake in their rear view as they steamrolled these teams. They wouldn't be saying it's an easy path. Just like when the Canes went 16 wins, 3 losses, and suddenly they were being compared to, the 88 or 87 Oilers, no one was going like, well, that was an easy path. Because when you look back in history, it's like they were the 87 Oilers, right? They did it quickly because of how good they were. It's our opinions of what the Canes are that are making you think it's the easy path. When I say "are," I mean the hockey media. Secondly, and I hope everyone appreciates this about our show, because I'm kind of like a real stickler for it. This is why I am such a stickler, and I'm so handcuffed to accountability. Say it all before. If you can go find me, if you're some troll on Twitter, if you are some media member that hosts a pod, if you can go find me prior to the series that Carolina was playing, you saying, oh, goodness, Carolina has such an easy path. They get to play this team. They're going to roll. They're going to smoke them. Then I'll put up with whatever you want to say about downgrading it and putting the asterisk or whatever. I'll let you have the floor. But if you didn't say it beforehand, you can't say it after. Because all I remember is everybody telling me, and I'm not saying everybody picked the Canes to lose. I will say it was pretty unanimous that they were going to go 6 or 7 with everybody. But I'm not saying everybody picked the Canes to lose. I'm saying that the narrative was, Canes are going up against a hot goalie with a team on an absolute roll. And this one's going to test them. This is going to be real. This is where we're going to find out. Smoke them. Next series. They got a hot goalie. This team's on a roll. How many times did I have to hear about records since the Olympic break when talking about teams that the Canes were playing? How many times did I have to hear about the goalies and how they're on fire about the Canes the teams were playing? We heard it all. And then the Canes would line them up, knock them down, move on to the next series. And it would be a carbon copy. It was Mad Libs. Ottawa, who has Ullmark, absolutely lighting it up and has been fantastic since the Olympic break. And Ottawa, their record since the Olympic break is incredible. And then the next round it'd be Vladar, right? You just fill in the guys and it's the same sentences. You can't retroactively say it was an easy path because then you're influenced by what the Canes did to them. What the Canes did to them is what the Canes did to them. It's not what anybody would have done to them. And most importantly, this will be, I think, the last time I address this in this kind of detail. I spoke with the Stanley Cup, and do you know what it says? It doesn't care. Whoever wins it gets to carry it home. And they do not care who you beat along the way. They care that you beat everyone in your path along the way, which is exactly what the Canes did. That's why they're the champions. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We will be back after this with some football at 4 for you. Stick around.
You put sunscreen on when you go out in the sun. Did you know that the sun could hurt your car, too? It's true. Keep cool this summer and protect the interior from fading and cracking with a custom window tint from SoundStation and Security. The sun's harmful UV rays can also hurt your paint on the exterior. That's why SoundStation and Security offers custom ceramic coating. Think of it as a little sunscreen with SoundStation and Security. 2 locations in downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Online at myhotsound.com.
A bull riding contest. I'm signing up.
You've never ridden a bull.
No, but I won playing a new Bucks Loaded Edition scratch-off, and I'm on a roll.
But they're loaded with $50, $100, and $200 prizes.
Oh, I'm riding the Widowmaker.
Go for the win with new Bucks Loaded Edition scratch-offs and digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win range from 1 in 3.72 to 4.75. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Yeah. Can you pass me a Baja?
A what?
Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Try it. It's tropical at first, then the lime flavor hits.
Oh, okay. That's crisp. Tastes like vacation.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And it's mine now.
Have a Baja Blast.
Right now at Handy Hugo's, buy a 20-ounce Mountain Dew and get another for just $1. Do the do at Handy Hugo's today.
Leaves, water, debris. Hi, this is Holly with RoofWorks. There are a lot of things that can wreak havoc on your commercial property, and we are proud to be there for our dedicated customers that depend on us. From helping to design and build the roof for new construction, to maintenance, repair, and replacements, we've got the experience that you can count on. At RoofWorks, we don't want to be the biggest, we just want to be the best. Visit us at roofworks.com. That's roof, WERKS.com.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
They score! Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Canes light the lamp here.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. We're back to the heat again today. In the mid-90s, the humidity stays on the lower side, but it rolls back in tonight. We'll be in the mid-70s for early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's big story, the heat. 99 degrees. We'll likely have a heat advisory. Heat index up around 105 to 106. And then Thursday night into Friday, a tropical system could send us some showers and storms.
4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones at the closing bell down 506 points to 51,493.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. So a lot came and went while we were up to our ears in Canes talk and Canes hype and Canes results and cup runs and everything else. And I'm not sure I would change it for anything in the world, but I do want to make sure we double back and cover our bases. And luckily for us, on a day when I wanted to go back and talk about the significance of Jalen Coker signing a contract extension, it's also within 24 hours when he spoke to the media about it. So we have some audio here for you. But I want to point this out. On the same day Jalen Coker signed his contract extension, which is real money, right? Like it is life-changing money for an undrafted guy. It was the same day that Bussy got his first start in net, and I just couldn't help but think how much Carolina loves undrafted players. And it just was like one of them's getting ridiculous cash, one of them's getting starts in the Stanley Cup final, and it felt like one of those days where you can go make a name for yourself. It should be like a day when middle school coaches everywhere should have been using these guys as examples about believing in yourself and sticking with it, right? So Jalen Coker got the life-changing money, and with it, the Panthers backed up what they have been saying. Right at the end of last year, Dave Canales told the media, he told everybody, that our top 2 receivers are Tetairoa McMillan and Jalen Coker. Now, at the time, Jalen Coker was being paid like a undrafted player who was still on his rookie contract, and it's easy to say, oh, his role is going to be this, and he's going to get this many targets, and he's going to have this opportunity. But the fact of the matter is, until you have a financial commitment, you're kind of completely removable, right? There's nothing attached. Once you get paid, now they're invested. They're going to have to back up their word. So Jalen Coker, while the narrative has been he's going to be your number 2, now he's your number 2. And he spoke to the media about the decision to sign and everything else. So let's go ahead and play some of that audio for you. Jalen Coker on why the timing was right for a new contract.
We were talking about it for a couple months, just kind of trying to hammer out like certain details and stuff. I think it was beneficial for both of us. I wanted to be here long term, and it's I think it's just beneficial for the Panthers as well. I know that there's some type of, money cap. There's some way that it works out for both parties. So I'm happy with that.
Let me be the moment. Let me be let me take the moment to once again praise the NHL for their salary cap situation and how they judge it. The fact that a player just signed a contract for millions of dollars and is like, I know there's money cap, whatever, like something there. Yeah, it was the right time. Like even the guys benefiting and are making like nearly $10 million a year are sitting back and going, yeah, there's cap stuff involved. It's numbers. I don't get it. It's absolutely insane that happens, but it does play into everything, right? And Dennis, I think we mentioned this, and if it was all fair, not on air, I apologize. But I think we mentioned this when he originally signed the contract, that part of it is just planning. You just know how much he's going to count against the cap into the future. You know how much restructure possibilities you have to gain, right? So as you're planning the rest of your team, as you're signing other guys to contracts, or as you're considering free agency over the next few off seasons, you know what Jalen Coker is making. Whereas guys on expiring contracts, even if you think like, oh, we have franchise tags or transition tags, we have control, you don't know exactly how much they're going to cost, so it's hard to build around. Even if you don't fully understand the cap, you understand it's better to know the numbers that work into that work into a very confusing cap structure than to not know the numbers that work into a very confusing cap structure. Jalen Coker also spoke about having Brad Idzik as a play caller, which this will be the first time in Jalen Coker's NFL career there's a play caller different than Dave Canales. So here's Coker on Idzik.
I'm really out there just running what's called. I'm not really looking into too much about all that kind of stuff. But, things are going smoothly. It's I feel like we're putting a lot in right now, which is really helpful, especially with the preseason game coming up, relatively soon. So, but no, it's great. It's great. If it's Coach Canales, Brad, doesn't matter.
I love that he said that, by the way, because specifically for a young offensive player, yeah, they call it I run it. I don't, it's like, they call whatever. I know the playbook, I run the plays. It takes, you gain input onto the offense, especially if you're non-quarterback, you gain input to the offense like an inch at a time, right? It's not like he's sitting there going, it's not like he's sitting there going like, well, when I come back, Idzik better listen to me. He's like, no, right? The play call, I go, all right, I'm running a dig, and I run a dig. Like that's who calls it. It doesn't impact me. I got to catch the ball when it's thrown. If it were a super veteran, somebody had been around a long time, and then it's different, right? Because you might be like, hey, I anticipate things, or I try to communicate things, and then it becomes different. But for young offensive players, they mostly just call it and run it. I actually just listened to Alex Smith was on the Kelsey's podcast, New Heights, and he talked about the first time Kelsey ad-libbed, right? This is pre-Mahomes. He was running what was supposed to be basically like we'll call it, it's like a whip route, right? An in and then go back out. That's what Kelce was called to run. And it worked in the first quarter, right? Picked up 8 yards. So then in the fourth quarter, they came back to it, and the defensive player recognized it. So instead of running with him on the in, he just sat on the out. And Kelce just went, why would I go back out there? And just kept going across the field. Instead of whipping back out, just stayed on his path. And Alex Smith was like, and for whatever reason, I threw it to him. And he caught it, and he ran for 30 yards. And neither of them wanted to look at Andy Reid because they both knew, we just did exactly what we're not supposed to do. But it worked so well that maybe we can avoid some yelling if it just did never, if we never address it. And basically never was addressed. And they're like, all right, maybe we should try that thing again. We didn't get in trouble for it. And then that inch, and it grew, and it grew, and it grew until eventually now Travis Kelce's out there he's like, whose line is it anyway, improv out there. He's just like, hey, scenes from a hat. Let's see what I want to do this time. And they're winning Super Bowls. Young players, the play caller doesn't matter as much. Let's go back. Young players, non-quarterbacks. Doesn't matter as much. This is probably the part that people are going to love the most about Jalen Coker. He was asked if the extension and the big money and the lifestyle change, and if he wants to buy his mom a house, he can buy a house. He was asked if the contract extension means he's arrived, right? If he means it's all good to go. And he talked about how that's not the case at all.
It was a huge opportunity for me. It's something that, your dream is to always get to the NFL, of course, but, to stay around and to continue to contribute and to make an impact every Sunday, that's always been my goal. But, this wasn't the end of my story, this isn't where I want to be finished at. So I just want to continue to build, continue to do good things for this organization, down the line. Hopefully I can stay for, 8 more years. It's just kind of, I didn't want it to be I finally made it. I can relax. I can take the foot off the gas a little bit. This was, now I got to prove it even more. And so that's kind of the mindset I have.
Can I paraphrase I'm sure it started in the comics, the Spider-Man legendary phrase?
Go on.
With great money comes great responsibility.
You mean with great power?
I'm paraphrasing a little bit. Right? It's with great money comes great responsibility. I'm glad he sees it that way. It's the very, very wrong way to look at it, although, from lifestyle perspective, it is a way you can look at it, where you're like, I got all this money, I'm good, I'm set, I don't have to work as hard. When in actuality, it should be because I'm being trusted with this percentage of the cap, with this much money, I need to go out there and make sure I'm worth it. That's the appropriate way to look at it. And to put another way, with great money comes great responsibility. It's very similar to draft day, where I always say it seems like when you're drafted, it's a finish line, but really it's a starting line. It seems like, hey, I achieved all my goals, but really it's like, hey, you better work harder than you've ever worked starting right now to not waste this opportunity. It's the same thing. It is the same thing, and I'm glad he looks at it that way. Last bit of audio we'll play for you here. Jalen Coker talked about his running mate lining up next to Teteroa McMillan for a full season.
I think just limiting it to us two is low, though. I think we've got so many guys that can play on this team, and it's just going to continue to push us to be better every single day. But me and T-Mac in particular, I think we're both very similar skill set guys. He's a little better after the catch than me, but I think we're sure-handed, athletic, going to make a big play when it comes to us. So I think it's just going to be really, really fun to get a full season with him this year.
I think we got to get Jalen Coker to a camp run by Chad Ochocinco, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss. Not enough diva wide receiver in there. What are we doing? He's better after the catch than you. We need Terrell Owens to show him instead of watching game film, he's watching the old mic'd up where Terrell Owens is yelling, "I love me some me, I love me some me." That's what we need to get going there. Obviously, I'm kidding. But it's pretty humble way to go about things there from Jalen Coker. What I will say is there's not a 1,000 passes a game to go around, so be selfish enough to make sure you get yours, because I would feel more comfortable with a large percentage of the passes in that offense going to Teterow, McMillan, and Jalen Coker than I would spreading them out to a bunch of other guys. That's not to say the other guys aren't quality players. It's just to say that Teterow, McMillan, and then Jalen Coker, I believe, are more quality players, a higher quality of player. So be selfish enough to make sure you get yours. Don't let them push you around. All right, you got to get Tommy Tremble 10 targets. No, you don't. Get him 6. Throw those 4 towards me is what I would be thinking. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That's a little football at 4 for you here on 99.9. Another bit of information for you will come right now. Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending. We all can't be, as much as we want to be, the athletes that get paid the life-changing money, and then you could just drop down cash on your house and pay for it fully in cash. Most of us, well, the house, it's going to be a pretty big investment for us. You're going to get a mortgage, and you're going to want a low monthly payment so you can build as much equity as possible, and you're going to want to keep that money in your pocket, and that's what Miller Lending can do for you. Their no-cost loan allows you to put as much cash into your down payment and into your monthly payments as you can without worrying about closing costs and all the fees and surcharges and hidden whatevers that you normally have to come up with when you sign up and lock in your mortgage. Miller Lending, the no-cost loan, does away with all of that. It just makes it simpler, makes it more financially possible for you to build that big investment that is the house you're living in. I know for me, it's the biggest investment we have in our household, and it is for many of you as well. So protect it. Make sure you're doing all the right things around that investment. Call Miller Lending. 919-447-3377. That's 919-447-3377. Or visit them online at millerlending.com. Once again, that is millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 250-2146. We will be back. We're going to play some blind rankings and some Hurricanes and Cons, but to update you right before the break, Tar Heels tacked on another one. They lead 10-1 out there in the Men's College World Series in Omaha, and they are at the plate, threatening once again with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Tar Heels lead 10-1. We'll keep you updated throughout the show. Stick around. More next.
All the corner kicks, all the heart-stopping action, and all the soccer. Listen to 99.9 The Fan and Buzz Sports through July 19th as we bring you full coverage of soccer's biggest events. We'll have match updates, results, and news right through the championship and the awarding of the Golden Trophy. Our coverage of soccer's biggest event is presented by North Carolina Courage and Wake Orthopedics, your winning team for orthopedic care.
It's Men's Health Month. WakeMed Primary Care wants to remind you to schedule your annual checkup. It's important to know your health numbers related to cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, weight, and BMI before it leads to chronic diseases. Focus on your health and preventing disease by building healthy habits and getting that yearly checkup and those screenings that you've been putting off. To schedule your appointment, visit wakemed.org. Once again, that's wakemed.org.
My friends at Buffalo Brothers, my favorite place to go in the Triangle for the best wings on the planet. How about this special? Every Monday, half-priced wings all day, dine-in only. Now that's a deal, baby. Everything on the menu is amazing. Pizza, apps, and always great drink specials. Visit any of their 5 Triangle locations and their pet-friendly patio, too. Online, buffbrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. So good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Stop by Handy Hugo's for great deals on your favorite Pepsi products. Head to Handy Hugo's today.
Congratulations to the 2026 Stanley Cup champion Carolina Hurricanes. Brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Order free samples at timbertech.com. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Congratulations to the Carolina Hurricanes on an amazing season and for bringing home the 2026 Stanley Cup. We are so proud of our team. From Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School, visit deepriversportingclays.com.
Stankoven shot. Save Hart. Second chance for Stankoven. Save Hart. Now they went up to score! Jackson Blake in the slot. And it's 2-0. Carolina. Oh, Blake having a great postseason and puts the Canes up to a large 2-0 lead. 6:29 left in the second.
This is The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. I mean, let's give credit where it's due. I wasn't planning on having to update you as often as I am on the Carolina baseball game going on right now. But when every time you look up, there's another run scored by Carolina, I do feel like I at least got to let you know when the score changes. Carolina's now up 12-1.
Yeah.
So right before the break, I said, hey, just keep you updated. They tacked on another. It's 10-1.
Uh-huh.
During the commercial break, Dennis was like, hey, it's 11-1. I looked up as they were scoring the 12th run for 12-1. And that will be it for the 7th inning. But that 2-out rally added 2 more runs over the break. It is now 12-1 Carolina over West Virginia. They are out hitting West Virginia 15-4. West Virginia has 2 errors. Carolina has none. This is one of those games that it's 12-1, so maybe it's already there. But it could really get away from West Virginia if they're not careful. Carolina leads 12-1 as the 7th comes to a close. And this is, if Carolina wins, they're one of the final 2 teams standing. They go to the true College World Series championship series.
By the way, there is no run rule in Men's College World Series. So all games in the NCAA tournament and the College World Series must be played for a full 9 innings, regardless of how lopsided the score is.
I mean, if this were like 10 and under, you just got to get through the bottom of the inning and it's a wrap ski. You're up by 10 past the 6th, like that. They'd call it a day. You'd have little Billy and little Johnny's dad mad at his team. I mean, Carolina scored a lot of runs here. Gallagher's having a good day. Hull's having a good day.
Is it Oliver Hull, the center fielder?
It's Owen Hull.
Oh, Owen. Sorry,
Owen Hull. It's the center fielder. He's got some RBIs. I told you about he was stealing third, and then on the error he scored. He also doubled to left, got a couple RBIs on that one.
He has a triple and a single and 2 doubles. So he just needs a home run. Of course, he grounded out at the end of the 7th. Come on, man. You need the cycle here, unless you're saving it for the College World Series.
Would you consider hitting a double, stealing third, and scoring on the error? That's a little league home run.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a little league homer.
That's like the 13 to 15-year-old league, Cal Ripken level. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, there's something there. But obviously, 12-1. There's a lot of guys having good days. Shout out to the Tar Heels. We'll be following along. Also, speaking of following along, you can follow along with the Stanley Cup Championship Parade. You can join 99.9 The Fan. That's us Saturday morning for complete coverage of the Canes Stanley Cup Championship Parade. Our pre-parade broadcast starts at 10. Live from Taverna Agora on Hillsborough, which is obviously on the route. You'll be able to see everything from our live streams and everything. We will have the latest parade updates. We'll hear from fellow fans, and we'll cheer on the champs as they take the main stage. We're talking speeches. We're talking hype. It's a celebration. Everybody, celebrate.
Downtown's going to be packed.
As it should be.
Yes.
I don't get when fans get mad about gosh, parking's going to be a mess. Well, yeah, if parking wasn't a mess, it would be a real bummer because that means nobody would be there to celebrate a Stanley Cup. Yes, there will likely be parking fiascos. Block out your day. Go with some people you enjoy. So if you're in the car waiting for some stuff to move, you'll be talking with some people you enjoy, right? Like make an event. Sorry, I digress. Championship Parade coverage on 99.9 The Fan is brought to you by Parkway Sleep Health Centers. In Cary, sound sleep, sound health. It is one of those, like, confusing things. Like, we all want really, really good food at restaurants that nobody else ever goes to. It's like they close down if nobody goes to them, right? If it's open and it's really good, there's going to have to be other customers. You might have to call ahead. If you want to have a Stanley Cup parade that is a blast, that is so fun, that has memories for years, there's going to have to be a lot of people there. And if that happens, you might have to get there early. Set an alarm. I don't know what to tell you. Or somebody else will, and they'll have a great time, and you'll be at home complaining that you would have had to, get there early to park. So do what you got to do. Be a part of the action. We want you there. And if you can't, listen in on 99.9 The Fan.
We got you, people.
We'll be there. We'll be there early. We'll be set up. We'll be good to go.
Yeah, we go on at 10 a.m. Should be fun.
10 a.m. With that being said, here on The Drive right now, we play a game of blind rankings.
All right, Tim.
Before we start.
Oh, okay.
You weren't here last week. Max did it with us.
Oh, yeah.
One of my best ever. You don't get to see me do it well often because I'm kind of horrendous at this.
Okay.
But I absolutely smoked it. So I just wanted that on record that I had a good run. And I'm on a heater right now. Momentum. My confidence is high. Don't mess with me. Now continue.
Was I filling in for Adam last week?
Yeah, I think so.
Can't remember why I missed the day.
Because he was traveling back from Vegas.
Oh, yeah. I was filling in for Adam. Okay.
The first time he was traveling back from Vegas.
Yeah, the first time. I filled in for Adam yesterday.
Games 3 and 4.
So here's what we're going to do. Tim, I want you to blind rank these Carolina Hurricanes players based off the entire postseason.
All right.
So just blind ranking their postseason.
You're going to give me just 5 Canes.
Just 5 Canes.
And I'm ranking them, putting them in slots, and I can't move them once they're in there, one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Based on just the postseason run.
Just this postseason. Not the regular season, not what they project to be. Just strictly the 19 games that the Carolina Hurricanes played this postseason.
I'm with it.
First name I'm giving you, Tim, on this blind ranking, Nikolai Ehlers.
That's why you pay Nikolai Ehlers.
That's why you pay Nikolai Ehlers.
That's why you pay Nikolai Ehlers. If this were Stanley Cup final only, he'd be in the running for number 1.
Potentially. He had 7 points the last 3 games of the Cup final.
And some of them
2 goals, 5 assists.
Chef's kiss. Mm-hmm. Some of them just unbelievable.
He was 18 points in 18 games. He did miss 1 game against Ottawa.
Do people realize, I don't know if everybody heard this story, that when he scored the empty netter to really clinch the whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. Clinch game 6, he had looked for his family in the stands pregame and he couldn't find them. And throughout the game, obviously, he had other things going on, so he wasn't exactly just searching through the stands. But he scored the clincher to win the Stanley Cup, to seal it, essentially. And he looked up in the stands to celebrate, and he locked eyes with his family, seeing them for the first time all night, and immediately went up to the glass and started pounding on the glass. And you can go online and find his brother was filming, so you can see his family's view of the whole event. And now, once you hear that story, and then you see Ehlers, like, without any words, you see the whole story come through where he scores. Yeah! He looks up, and then his eyes get even bigger, as if to say, like, there you are. Oh, wait, and you, like, the whole thing connects. It's really, really cool for, like, family, which the Canes obviously talk about a ton.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, when you take into account the full deal, you got to take into account Game 2 of Montreal series.
Yep.
Which, I mean, low-key, those might be 2 of, like, the 5 most important goals scored by the Canes this postseason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the OT winner as well, included in that?
Yeah, the solo effort in the third to tie it, and then the winner in OT.
That's why you pay the guy.
That's why you pay him.
That's why you went and got him.
But I'm thinking out, and I don't know who's coming next, obviously, but I'm thinking out loud. Staal, the Stankoven line. Are goalies involved in this?
It's Carolina Hurricanes players.
Goalies. I'll go number 3.
Okay. So, yeah, we're doing a blind ranking. Tim is blind ranking Carolina Hurricanes players from this postseason. Just this postseason. The first name I gave you is Nikolai Ehlers. You put him at number 3. Next name, Tim, that I'm giving you for this blind ranking goes to Logan Stankoven.
Logan Stankoven.
That's why you signed Logan Stankoven.
That's why you trade. By the way, did you see the? It was Chris Johnston.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Johnston
The
report.
Athletic, yep.
I guess on a podcast yesterday. I think it's called the Chris Johnston Show.
Okay.
He didn't quite say like the offer was made, but when Carolina was pivoting and looking to trade Mikko Rantanen out, you're talking to Dallas, obviously, which is where they got Logan Stankoven. There were at least conversations about a straight swap Mikko Rantanen for Jason Robertson. And it was implied, based on the articles I read that quoted Johnston, that kind of Carolina was the one that said, no. We want Stankoven in the picks. That is baller by GM Eric Tulsky.
Mm-hmm.
Because you make the swing for Mikko. Obviously, you're thinking like big guns, right? You're thinking top goal scorer, scoring assassin type player. You could have gotten another swing at that same category by bringing Jason Robertson back. And I don't know if you take all the heat that you got for what happened with the Mikko Rantanen deal. You'd almost be like, whoa, he got Jason Robertson. That's equally as impressive. But he went Stankoven in the picks. The picks lead to Keandre Miller. The money saved leads to Ehlers. Stankoven, 11 goals in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Baller by GM Eric Tulsky. With that being said, since goalies are involved, I'm going to put Logan Stankoven 2.
2, okay. All right, so I give you Nikolai Ehlers first. I give you Logan Stankoven second. You put Ehlers at 3. You put Stankoven at 2. So you have slots 1, 4, and 5 available.
Correct.
Here on this blind ranking of Carolina Hurricanes players during the postseason. Next name to throw on this list for the blind ranking is defenseman Sean Walker.
Sean Walker, very important player. Very important player. I absolutely love his Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. And a lot of his other games. He and Miller as a pair were great through the first 3 series and really, really good in the Stanley Cup Final. Walker, I'm going to go 4 for Sean Walker. And I am one of the few. I think I'm completely capable of just chalking up the own goal like it happens. Stuff happens.
Yeah, it happens.
One might even say bleep happens.
Yeah, it does.
I think I know a lot of, like, there were so many, like, what is this 8-year-old soccer? And I'm going like, no, it's not. And that's why it's completely different than what you're talking about. It is NHL hockey at the highest level. Like, it's completely different. So.
It happens. Hey, remember Logan Stankoven's goal in game number 2 when he threw it to the front of the net? Yep. It went off a defenseman and went in. Imagine that.
It happens. Bleep happens.
Hey, remember Jackson Blake's goal that he scored in game number 6? It was deflected off of a Golden Knight. Oh my God, it happens.
Granted, I will say those weren't quite what Walker did, but it happens.
Yeah.
Bleep happens. I'm above that, and I'm not going to hold it against him.
All right, so I gave you Nikolai Ehlers again. Blind ranking Carolina players from this postseason. I gave you Nikolai Ehlers first. You put him at number 3. I gave you Logan Stankoven second. You put him at number 2. Then I gave you Sean Walker. You put him at 4. So you have bookends available.
Yep.
1 and 5.
I do this to myself a lot, but I'm optimistic.
1 and 5. Next name on this list is Taylor Hall.
Taylor Hall, you got to go number 1 here.
Okay.
I believe there were 4 good answers for the Conn Smythe. There were 2 correct answers for the Conn Smythe. And then there was the correctest answer for the Conn Smythe. I think a good answer for who wins the Conn Smythe could have been Hall, Stankoven, Blake, or Staal. I think the 2 answers that were actually the right answers were Hall or Staal. And then of the 2 correct answers, the real correctest answer was Staal. So if Staal comes up here, I'll look pretty foolish. But I've my number 2 in the draft rankings as my number 1. Taylor Hall goes number 1. I was thinking about this. In any sport, has there ever been a number 1 pick for one team who won an MVP for a second team, who then won a championship with a third team? Like
probably not.
That's like the big trio of like major accomplishments, but it's won on like different parts. I mean, I almost said different parts of the country. It's different parts of the continent because obviously wasn't drafted by an American team. It's truly ridiculous how he's been moved around so much for somebody that has that kind of talent. I mean, he was getting healthy scratched in Chicago.
Yeah, that's the wild thing.
Like it's a very different genre of story, but it's equally as a crazy story as like Brandon Bussey. It's again a different genre. It's not the underdog story, but it's a crazy story. So, and then he had, right up until the last game, he was leading the team in points. He broke the record for road points in a single postseason by a Carolina Hurricane, which I think is very valuable because, they were so good on the road this year. It's kind of where they made their hay. So, Taylor Hall, number 1, I'm comfortable with that.
All right, so to wrap up the blind ranking, the first name I gave you, Nikolai Ehlers, you put him at 3. Next game I gave you was Logan Stankoven, you put him at 2. Then I gave you Sean Walker, you put him at 4. I gave you Taylor Hall, you put him at 1, which means only slot available is number 5, which goes to, on the blind ranking of Canes players from the postseason, goes to Jackson Blake.
Okay, it's not great.
Just the guy who had the most points
it's
whole
not
postseason.
Great. I think you could slot Jackson Blake in at above Logan Stankoven or below Logan Stankoven, and that either of those would be seen as correct. You could also probably slot Ehlers is, timely as all get out, but so is Jackson Blake. So I would say above Logan Stankoven or below Logan Stankoven would have been the correct move. Walker should be 5, Ehlers should be 4, Stankoven and Blake should be 2 or 3, and I'm still comfortable with Hall at 1. I think his impact was massive. You gave me the whole Stankoven line.
I know I did. Honestly, you can put any 3 of those guys in any particular order.
For 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, for 1, 2, 3. You've been you could justify either of them.
I agree. And it's ridiculous that Ehlers would be 4.
Yeah.
But I think it's correct that Ehlers would be 4. All he did was score ridiculously important goals and also highlight assists.
Mm-hmm.
And also joined Connor McDavid as the only 2 guys in the last 30-something years to have back-to-back 3-point games in a Stanley Cup final. And the dude was a monster. It's just the Stankoven line was what's the 3-headed dog monster, what I'm talking about in Greek mythology?
Cerberus?
Wow, that was quick. What is it called?
Cerberus?
Cerberus. They were a Cerberus. I wish that was a cooler sounding name to that Greek mythology monster, because I don't know if I love Junkyard Dogs, but it looks like it's going to stick for that line. If Cerberus was something cool, that would have been a good one. I already talked my way through what I would do with Vision, but Dennis, with the gift of Vision, how are you changing this up?
I think based off what I gave you, I think honestly, Hall, Stankoven, Blake, 1, 2, 3. Order those 3 however you want. Then Ehlers 4, Walker 5.
Yep, I think that's correct.
I think that's fair.
I think it's correct as well. It's more in the eye of you. Do you like goal scoring? Do you like?
Can we just do 3 guys tied for first and then a 4th and a 5th?
If that was allowed, I would have nailed this, because I would have just slotted Jackson Blake at tied for first or second and called it a day. Let's go ahead and end that, because I have a question about somebody you did not put on this list.
Oh, okay.
This is a question that's being debated in the hockey world. First of all, I think it's hilarious, and I'll tell you why in a second. Is Jordan Staal a Hall of Famer? Right now. Career ends. He surprises us all. I don't think he's going to do this. But hypothetically, Jordan Staal surprises us all, and at the end of his speech at the parade says, "And by the way, I'm out." Drops the mic, goes back to Thunder Bay. Is Jordan Staal a Hall of Famer? The nuts and bolts of it are, he was all rookie. Never led the NHL in any meaningful stat. Never didn't win any of the major awards. Was a finalist for the Selke a few times. Has 2 cups. Broke a lot of longevity records, time between cups and things like that. And also now has a Conn Smythe, obviously. Is Jordan Staal a Hall of Famer? Dennis, what say you?
Kane's Hall of Fame the moment he retires, absolutely. I don't think he gets into the NHL Hall of Fame. Or the Hockey Hall of Fame, I should say. I don't think he does.
I would agree with that. Obviously, there's still time for him to add to his legacy, right?
For sure.
If they run it back and he's the captain again, then all of this changes. But here's the first of all, I think Rod is in now. Are we good with that? Can we all agree with that?
He should already be in there, but
I
yes.
agree with that as well. It's funny that the moment we're kind of, I think, finally past one conversation of Hall of Fame that the Canes have been arguing about for a long time. It seems like there might be another one just moving right into that position. Like, oh, we're done debating Rod? All right, let's debate Jordan. If he is going to sneak in, it is vitally important that it happens as soon as he's eligible, quickly. And I think this is an issue with Rod Brind'Amour as well, which is the further you get from a career, the less it becomes about how good of a player you were, and the more it becomes about how good your stats look. Because when it's fresh, right? You're freshly retired. All the fans can still remember that game where you did that thing, right? Everybody can still remember that you broke the record for face-off victories and percentage and everything in a Stanley Cup final, and you can remember the impact you had killing penalties and all of the leadership. Like, when you can remember all of that, it can be a part of your case. But when you get a decade into your retirement, when you're further into your retirement, which is, I think, what Rod's been dealing with recently, that stuff goes away and it becomes more like you just count how many times did you reach 100 points. You just count how many goals you scored. You just count how many seasons you had 80 or more. You just count how many cups you've won. And it's just counting because people don't remember it. The nostalgia wears off. And so much of what Jordan Staal does so well is the stuff that you have to talk about. Right? You can't just send over a bunch of numbers and go, here you go. You have to talk about it. So this is why I think the Rod Brind'Amour thing was so difficult. I think right when Rod became eligible for the Hall, voters were thinking, oh, he's definitely a Hall of Fame player, but he might not be like a first ballot guy. So if we all think the way we think about him now, and why would we change, 5 years from now, we'll put him in. But then 5 years later, he's to the point now where everyone's just looking at stats, and they've already let themselves forget how he impacted the game in a million different ways and how he was a winning player and how all of that happened. And it faded and faded. And it like, then you look back and you're like, I thought you said it was going to happen. And Jordan Staal, I think in a lot of ways, and probably because he and Rod are so similar in so many ways, he's kind of a version of that, where you watch him now and you're like, oh, winning player. Oh, gosh, yeah, does all of these things so well. Hall of Fame caliber this, Hall of Fame caliber that. But if you look at the counting stats, it's like, I don't know, he had one 50-point season. Like, oh, they celebrated a 20-goal season right at the end there. Like, it's like, well, yeah, you didn't know what everything else he was doing on top of that. So if it's going to happen, it better happen quick. The longer it goes into the future, the more difficult it'll become. Again, barring some kind of, late 2-3 season run where he adds to that legacy a bunch. But also remember what Dennis said right at the beginning of his answer. Canes Hall of Famer the moment you can.
Lock.
Which, I mean, that's the literal name of the Ring of Honor complex is inspired by players like that. If you go into the Ring of Honor or the Hall of Fame or the whatever for your team, I mean, you are in the top 1% of the top 1% of the top 1% of hockey players or athletes ever. So don't take it as an insult that we're saying like Ring of Honor, but not Hall of Fame. It's a wild compliment to say you're going to have your jersey up in the rafters of a team, even if the Hockey Hall of Fame and their criteria and the way they look at it don't see you the same. Do you think it goes do you think you put a Staal on either side of Brind'Amour, by the way, up there in the rafters?
That'd be pretty cool.
Right? You flank him with Staals. It feels like it would be appropriate, right? I know the brothers wouldn't then be next to each other, which would also be cool. But I think Brind'Amour in the middle makes a lot of sense. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. What say you? Jordan Staal, Hall of Famer? Question mark. You can jump in the YouTube live stream comments if you want, or you can just go ahead and send them straight to me on Twitter at Donnelly Sports, or Dennis on Twitter at TheFanRookie. We will be back with audio from one of those guys we just mentioned, Rod Brind'Amour. He spoke to Adam Gold earlier today, but before that, here's Dennis Cox.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here real quick. For Loan Pronto, people, credit card interest rates, they're now over 29% in a lot of cases, and most people are only making minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. But here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone with zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at near 3-year lows, so act now. Go to loanpronto.com, see how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Don't look now, everybody. What was a 12-1 lead for the Carolina Tar Heels in Omaha at the Men's College World Series is now down to 12-5 in the bottom of the 7th and 2 runners on for West Virginia with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. So Carolina still leads by 7 runs, but it's getting a little dicier than it looked just a few minutes ago. We'll keep you updated back after this.
The Adam Gold Show.
How long have we been telling you that the Hurricanes system is not the problem? The players just need to execute the system better, and Carolina needed a few breaks along the way. Total health for 16 wins, 19 games, 8 weeks of everybody being available. You need some luck. You need to be great. Carolina got both.
The Adam Gold Show, weekdays starting at noon on 99.9 The Fan.
Congratulations to the 2026 Stanley Cup champion, Carolina Hurricanes.
Congratulations to the Canes from Parkway Sleep Health Centers in Cary. Sound sleep, sound health.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. 'Cause I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Some of life's most meaningful moments are in summertime. Anniversary dinner, weekend getaway, sunset toast to another beautiful year together. Celebrate your story with a gift as timeless as your love from Bailey's Fine Jewelry. From classic diamond bracelets to elegant watches and stunning anniversary bands, Bailey's helps you mark every milestone beautifully. This summer, celebrate the moments that matter most. Visit Bailey's Fine Jewelry in Raleigh, Cary, Greenville, Rocky Mount, and Charlotte. Every woman wants a Bailey box.
It's bow time. Ordering Bojangles Bow Bites is the easiest choice you'll make today. The bite-sized hand-breaded chicken is fried to crispy perfection, making it perfect for sharing, snacking, or when you're on the go. Just don't call it a nugget. The only hard part is choosing from our 6 dipping sauces. We've got a sauce for every kind of craving, from our creamy house-made ranch to our sweet and spicy peach honey pepper sauce. It all depends on what kind of mood you're in. Head to your nearest Bojangles today and discover the dippable, shareable, and craveable Bow Bites. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to head on over to Bojangles to try Bojangles' new Bow Bites. Bite-sized hand-breaded chicken fried to crispy perfection. On the go, they're perfect for snacking or sharing. Dipped in your favorite sauce like creamy house-made ranch or peach honey pepper, they're the perfect way to satisfy your craving for flavor and value. Try Bojangles' new Bow Bites. It's an easy choice to make when it's bow time.
Vegas with the puck. How now it works its way. Dorofeev and another save by Bussey, and he'll cover up the rebound.
Boy, he has made some stops on Dorofeev, who scored Vegas' only 2 goals in Game 5.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. West Virginia tacked on another one. Carolina, we're talking baseball, Men's College World Series. Carolina still leads 12-6, but the seventh inning continues. West Virginia still with 2 runners on. A little hairier than it was just a few moments ago. It was 12-1, and I believe all 5 runs that West Virginia have tacked on have come here in the bottom of the 7th.
That's right, they have.
So
little 5 spot here.
Carolina might be talking to some pitchers like, I know we said we weren't going to use you, but get out there, kid. That's a big development here. If Carolina wins, they go to the championship series. They go to the College World Series championship, which would be a best of 3 series. Do we know who they're playing yet? I don't think we do.
No, I think they still got to wait for another game to be played. I think it was later on today.
Once you're there, right, you win the 3-game series, you win the national championship. If West Virginia completes a ridiculous comeback to win this one, these 2 teams will play again because Carolina has yet to lose and West Virginia has 1 loss already at the hands of Carolina. So if that happens, we'll let you know. But it's now a 12-6 lead for Carolina. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Rod Brind'Amour. I don't know if you've heard this, everybody. Rod Brind'Amour won his first Stanley Cup as a head coach for the Carolina Hurricanes, which he now gets to pair in his memory bank with the Stanley Cup he won as a player for the Carolina Hurricanes, which is pretty darn cool. And he also joined our network. He joined Adam Gold earlier today to talk about everything Stanley Cup related. We have the audio for you, so we'll pass some of that on. Rod Brind'Amour on what was going through his head when Nikolai Ehlers scored the empty netter that we were talking about earlier that sealed it for the Canes right at the end of Game 6. This is what Rod had to say.
Yeah, I mean, we're up 2-0, and it's you just can't get ahead of it, right? You don't, you just like, and then even the empty netter goes in. I'm like, I look up, there's almost 59 seconds, and I'm just thinking, okay, we scored 3 in 30, whatever. So I'm like, I can't, let it happen yet because you just hold on, and the guys were going crazy on the bench, and I'm trying to kind of take it in because I that's what life's about, is the memories. And I'm just trying to kind of process it all and then, watch the clock finally tick down, and just pretty amazing feeling. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's just been a long journey with these guys. And I was just so grateful and happy for them and, myself too, but it was for them, like just see the joy and, it's the guys deserved it. And that's really what it's all about.
I wonder if the first 4 games of this series weren't so ludicrous, if the last minute of the game would have felt different. Because I'll admit what Rod said. Even after the empty netter, I was still going like, hold on, everybody, hey, lock in here. Because crazy, this series has been lunacy at times. But then I do think that made when the final horn actually sounded, maybe a little bit more important, a little bit more meaningful. And it was definitely meaningful for Rod Brind'Amour based on the relationship he had with his team. Specifically, I would say the core 5, those 5 guys that have been there for every postseason run. And you could tell with the hugs, right? You could tell Sebastian Aho's hug is right after the final horn. The hugs with Jordan Staal out there on the ice. The pictures are out there. You can check them out. But Rod told Adam about the close bond he has with Sebastian Aho and some of the others.
I love all these guys, but we got a history, right? Like since the day one of him showing up here, I've been around, and so I've watched him, and tried to help him grow as a player, person, all that. And I've watched him just mature and into the player he is now, a person. It's special. So that's the unique, I guess. I don't know what the word is, but it's the unique thing that I have going for me here with the relationships, because we've got a lot of guys that we have this history with. And so I know this, you mentioned it, every year that we didn't get to this point was it really hard on everyone. But, he's been here long as anyone. So he's had a lot of disappointments, and just we both have. We've been through it together. So that's really what it's about. I was just so happy for him, Jordo, all the guys, Slavo, Marty, but Sebastian, the guys that have been here, since day one of this, they, like I said, they all deserve it, but those guys especially.
Sebastian Aho during the celebration tour is giving off real, like, kid at Disney World vibes. Like, he is just so happy he can't contain it, which I think backs up everything we knew about him, right? Depending on which side of the coin you're on, either the stubbornness or the relentlessness with the drive towards winning a Stanley Cup and never being satisfied and everything else. But then once you get there, it's like everything he's been thinking about. He had did you see the jacket he was wearing? The like leather jacket with the Lord Stanley and National Hockey League Lord Stanley. That's the type of thing that you have made and ready. But if it doesn't go your way, you never tell anybody that you ever had it made and ready. And the fact that he got to throw it on there and pop the collar like he was a greaser from Grease, meaning the movie, it was pretty darn cool. And you know what else is good news for Sebastian Aho? This was reported by the Finnish Hockey Association this morning at 6:09 a.m. The Finnish Ice Hockey Association's Players' Awards have been awarded, and Sebastian Aho is the Men's Player of the Year. There you go. Nelly Laitinen was the Women's Player of the Year, and they also had awards for all of their youth teams. But, I mean, from the Olympics, where he was pretty darn good, to winning the Cup, I think he kind of had it wrapped up. I don't think there was a lot of suspense there. Let's go back to the audio from Rod Brind'Amour. I always like this question. Has he rewatched the game, or is it just replaying in his brain? Rod was asked by Adam Gold earlier today, right here on 99.9 The Fan, if he has rewatched Game 6.
I actually did. The other night it was on when I just sat down on TV, and I forget what. Oh, it's on the NHL Network. I think they replayed it, and I was like, "There's nothing else on," and I just watched it, and it was great to watch it like a fan would watch it, you know. And especially when you know the outcome. Like it's that's where it's 10 times better. When you have a special game and you know what happens, it's like, sign me up.
I mean, that's kind of baller. I was just flipping through channels and there's me winning the Stanley Cup. I think I'll watch this one. Yeah, let's keep it here. I was gonna watch another rerun of Shark Tank, but instead I'll watch myself winning the Stanley Cup.
Like, wait. I think there's a goal coming. Yeah. I think there's a goal coming.
But the thing is, and I know his brain is like this because he's Rod Brind'Amour. He anticipating everything, right? Oh, here comes a bad shift. Yep, look at that. We got caught in a missed time shift. I knew it was coming, but don't worry. Here comes Chatfield. He's going to block the shot. He's going to save. Yep, there you go. And okay, perfect. All right, up the boards. Good job, Stanky. Like, he's doing the whole thing ahead of it, right? And then watching it happen. Because that's how every coach I've known, that's how they operate. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We'll give you one more. And here's the question that a lot of people are asking. Although I think his play in the Stanley Cup final answered the question that a lot of people were asking. Rod Brind'Amour was asked, how much longer can Jordan Staal, the captain, keep this up? That's what he said.
I think he can do this for a long time. And I mean long, I don't know. We're not talking 10 years. But, I think... Like, I don't see any reason not to, unless he just mentally just couldn't answer it anymore, you know? Because that is, honestly, at the end, it's not really the physical thing.
Right.
He keeps himself in great shape. And the type of game he plays, like, we're not asking him to get 100 points, you know? And so it's a little, I think he could stay in there as long as he wants. It's just mentally it's hard. And people don't quite get that. But
right.
To get up and do the preparation and do all the stuff you have to do to get yourself ready, that's the harder part. And, you know, that's he's going to probably struggle with. But, you know, now that he's won and he got that taste back, you know, maybe that's actually a good thing and it'll push him to be like, this is fun and I want to do this for as long as I can, you know. That's what I'm hoping. But we don't need to talk about that because he still has lots of time left.
It's an interesting conversation for Rod to have because there's we talk about players, coaches. He's been in that situation, right? He played till he was 39 years old. Right now, Jordan Staal is 37. There was kind of a dip in production and ice time in that final season for Rod Brind'Amour. So I don't know what the kind of explanation would be for him. Here's my question. Dennis, I'm going to ask you this real quickly, and I know we don't have much time. Rod Brind'Amour was 51 points as a 37-year-old, 51 points as a 38-year-old. He also had, I can go give you ice time. Per game in ice time, he was 22 minutes as a 37-year-old, 18 minutes, just about 19 minutes as a 38-year-old. That last year, the 39-year season, which was 2009-2010, he went from 51 points down to 19, and he went from 18, pretty much 19 minutes, 18:58 to 12 and a half. Do you think Rod would advise going for that last season? Or do you think maybe the dip in that last season would make him go like, hey, if you don't got it, you don't got it. Go ahead and bail.
That's an interesting question. I think Rod will probably tell him, keep going as long as you want to go.
I don't think he looks back on that season and says, like, I didn't have it and it stunk. I think he probably looks back on it and said, it was my last time in the locker room with the boys. You know what I mean? Like, that's I wasn't as good as I once was, but I was still out there.
I mean, 2009, they got to the Eastern Conference Final.
Yes, so this would have been the season after.
Yeah, the season after. So, I mean, for him, it's like, man, I'm close to getting it back again. So I don't blame him for going for another one in that regard. But I think in Jordan Staal's case, I think as much as we talk about Rod and his fitness and everything about that, I think the one thing that Rod didn't have in terms of what Jordan Staal has is just information regarding training, not just training, but things like
GPS,
recovery. Well, just like the recovery aspect of it, because that has evolved so much in the last even just 10 years, let alone 20 years. So I think that's the reason why you're seeing guys able to play longer in the minutes that they do and at the pace in which they play now so much more than what guys were able to do. The game is just different. The game's also a lot less physical than it was as a whole back when Rod Brind'Amour was playing.
And it's crazy because Rod Brind'Amour's not a small guy, but Jordan Staal is an oak tree.
Yes.
So he like that. People say like you lose a step, you don't lose like height. Like his size. That's something that sticks with you no matter, as long as you're in good shape. As long as you want to play, that's going to be hanging around with you. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Tim Donnelly here now for Kalshi. The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived. That's right. And you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. Every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. You can even trade on things like stage of elimination. So if you want to pick the United States to be the outright winner, go ahead. But you could also pick them to be eliminated in the semifinals or the quarterfinals or the round of 32. Right now, the United States is trading at 30% to be eliminated in the round of 32. That means a $100 trade, if they are eliminated in the round of 32, would pay out over $300, just about $320, to give you a good estimation there. And just so you know, you don't have to hold that position all the way till the end. If the probabilities change, the payouts change, the trade changes, you can buy in or out of your position at any time. That's right. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position as you see fit. For a limited time, I have a little something special for you. Download the Kalshi app and use code TIMD, that's TIMD, to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus, only. Restriction and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, gets to the starting five next.
Move your sports day forward.
Championships are rare, and you'll always remember June 14th, 2026, when rare became reality for you and the Carolina Hurricanes. Remember the feeling when the clock hit zero and you high-fived the person next to you. The feeling, multiply it by 1,000,000. That's the collective I told you so from Caniac Nation to every non-believer.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Thea, can you pass me a Baja?
A what?
Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Try it. It's tropical at first, then the lime flavor hits.
Oh, okay. That's crisp. Tastes like vacation.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And it's mine now.
Have a Baja Blast.
Right now at Handy Hugo's, buy a 20-ounce Mountain Dew and get another for just $1. Do the do at Handy Hugo's today.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Ryan Monsine from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. Because you guys do everything for the exterior of your home, these things can add up. And there are a lot of people who think, I can't afford this. How can the Aluminum Company make it easier?
Yeah, well, Adam, we have plans that are 12 months, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 12 months, which make it super affordable for people to do anything on their home, whether it's windows, siding, doors, roofing, gutters, any kind of exterior home improvement. The Aluminum Company has financing plans that can fit in your budget and make it easy.
So wait a second. I can get everything done, no interest, and no payments for 12 months?
Yeah, and you get a lifetime warranty once the project's done.
I get a lifetime warranty once the project is done?
Yes, sir.
What about my down payment?
No down payment, no
What?
deposit.
No down payment, no deposit.
No payment until the project's done.
No payment till the project's done.
Exactly.
Where do I sign up? Aluminum Company of North Carolina, aluminumcompany.com.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Canes light the lamp here.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Pat Campbell. We are warming back up, and you probably already felt it. Tonight, lows dip into the mid-70s under partly cloudy skies. It's partly cloudy, hot, and windy on Thursday. 99 degrees the high. We will have a chance for some storms, but they hold off until after sunset.
5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones at the closing bell down 507 points today, closing at 51,492.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we jump into the starting five, matter of fact, this will actually be part of the starting five. Let's just start with it, and that'll be a tease. We got something cool coming up for you in the starting five. But first, we'll get to the number five.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The U.S. Open starts tomorrow. Do you know what the U.S. Open, specifically when it's hosted at Shinnecock, which is up there in New York, you know what I equate this to? You know the cliche when people watch NASCAR, like non-NASCAR fans watch NASCAR, and they say they're just watching for the crashes? If you're just watching golf for the collapses, oh, you're going to love this week. Shinnecock is known, the U.S. Open is known for taking the best golfers in the world, chewing them up, spitting them out with ridiculously high scores. I think, who was it? It was, it was Max the other day. He passed Max Scorin, who's sometime on the show. gave me the stat. There's like 630 golfers that have participated in a U.S. Open at Shinnecock. 3 of them have finished under par.
That's it?
Yes.
Just 3?
3.
Out of 634? Now I don't feel so bad when I'm out there like plus 12 on the first 7.
Keep in mind that if we were to play
3.
Shinnecock in U.S. Open, we'd hit 312.
Yes, we would.
And I would lose enough golf balls that I'd have to get a second job if I'm playing the nice ones that are expensive. But here's the deal. I think it's overrated when people make a big deal out of how tough or how easy the course is, because guess what? Everybody's playing the same course. Right? It's the fairness aspect of it. It's not like you're having to hit 600-yard par 5s and they're playing 400-yard par 5s. That's not how it works, right? So go out there and play the best. The other thing I think that's interesting about this year's U.S. Open is I don't see anybody of the super studs that are playing lights out right now. It's not like anyone's coming in having won 2 of their last 4 and they're on fire, right? There's no Scotty Scheffler in the middle of an all-time season. So with that, if you're looking for somebody to pick, think about the golfers, and I say this as a compliment, that love being miserable. There are certain golfers, think Matt Fitzpatrick, a lot of the European golfers, because the weather stinks over there, that just love when the course is kicking everybody's butt. They love to just grind through it. It used to be Cam Smith was kind of that way when he was playing more on the PGA Tour rather than LIV. Think about those type of golfers and maybe throw a little bit of cash on them if you are of the gambling type. But the U.S. Open does start tomorrow. I'm excited for it. Hopefully you are as well. That's number 5. How about number 4?
1, 2, 3, 4 all together.
Freeman. Gio Reyna. Gio Reyna!
The World Cup is going on. Dennis, the highlight. Do you know what impresses me about soccer fans?
What's that?
They seem rowdy and unruly, wildly organized.
Oh, yes.
You take
Extremely.
a group of people that seem like they're belligerently drunk at times, seem like they're all just doing their own thing, and you hit 3 notes on a piano, and they all know a 9-minute song in unison. All right, section 213, you take the bass. We got the altos over here, and go. And it's unbelievable. And not only do they know the songs, but they've all customed the lyrics to their individual players. We're not singing, Celebration by Kool and the Gang. We're singing a song to the tune of that, but it's all about Erling Haaland or whatever their players are. I'm going to use him as my example soccer player all the time because he went to a Canes game. Wildly impressive.
Huge Caniac.
I think there's a lot of American sports fans and European sports fans are complimenting each other right now, and I like it. Because European soccer fans apparently are just wildly impressed by our infrastructure for sports. They're I saw somebody say the other day, I've watched 10 World Cup games. They've all been in awesome big stadiums, and none of them are in the same stadium. I'm 10? You're impressed by 10? We have hundreds that can hold 80 grand. What are you talking? If you're willing to go to college towns, we'll put 130 in a stadium for you and really impress you.
Yeah, you want to go to Ann Arbor, Michigan? Let's go.
You want to talk NASCAR stadiums? It'll be metal bleachers, but we'll fit 200 grand in there for you.
Oh, yeah. Go to Bristol.
Yeah, we'll get it done. And meanwhile, we're looking at them going actually, the whole sing-songy chant thing, when you talk about it, it doesn't sound cool, but it's pretty intimidating when we're seeing it up close. There's some real back and forth. And then in the interest of, as I often say, appreciate greatness. Even if you're not a fan of a team, if you're watching an all-time great, you probably want to remember it. Lionel Messi for Argentina had a hat trick against Algeria, which ties him with, and I apologize on these names, Miroslav Klose for the most World Cup goals scored by an individual in World Cup action in history. He is up to 16, and he did it with a Hattie. in a 3-0 victory, by the way. Every goal scored in the game was Lionel Messi. And I've been told, I didn't watch the game, but I've been told he had one taken away for offsides. Think about that. And then on top of that, Kylian Mbappe, France, he scored a couple of goals yesterday as well in their 3-1 win over Senegal, which was in East Rutherford, New Jersey, a.k.a. Giants. He's 27 years old, and he's now tied with Gerd Müller from West Germany with 14 World Cup goals for a tie for third behind Klose and Messi. He's 27. He's got 14. I've heard this Messi guy is pretty good.
Yeah.
He's almost 40. He has 16. Mbappe has 14 at 27. Appreciate greatness, everybody.
So the England-Croatia game is on right now. And to start the second half, guy for England made it 3-2 for the English. Went far post and in. I was like, oh, Nikolai Ehlers. All right.
Far post, club side.
Yeah, no, blocker side. Blocker side.
3-2. That's actually a really good game. See, I need to what I need to know about the World Cup is which countries are good. Because like the United States dominated Paraguay, and I was like, is that impressive?
Yeah.
It's good we won.
Some it was.
How good is it? Like England, Croatia. I assume England's pretty good.
Yeah,
is
we
it like
assume.
wildly crazy that Croatia is sticking with them, or is it like actually Croatia's kind of underperforming being down 3-2? Like I don't know what that is. I just need a baseline. I need somebody to take every team in the World Cup and give me like the North American sports equivalent. I need you to tell me like, this team, the Cowboys, they were really good 30 years ago, haven't gotten there since. This team is the Jets. They think they're good, but they stink every year. Like, I need that for, like, the entire World Cup. So then I know. Like, ooh, England's they're being given a game by the Browns. Look at that. This one's getting ugly.
Well, you mentioned Messi and Argentina. They're ranked number 1.
Okay, so they're the Canes.
Yeah, they're the Canes. Exactly. They're the Canes.
There you go. Defending
France,
champ, right? Because they won the World Cup last time.
That's right. France, you can sit there and say that they are the. Let's go and say they're the Colorado Avalanche. They're 2. Spain, like the Vegas Golden Knights. England's 4. So they're like the Montreal Canadiens. They have a long history. Haven't won anything in a while.
Yep.
But they got that history.
All right, that's true. That's fair. I'm with it.
Yeah. Brazil 5. So yeah, that's kind of
Brazil is. I mean, like the casual fan, right? The beautiful game, right? They play a really entertaining style, but they haven't won in a while. But highlights. They're all about highlights.
Paraguay was the 42nd ranked team in the country in the World Cup. U.S. 15.
40-something? Is that what you said?
42nd.
All right, so yeah, we should have handled business. And we did.
And we did.
And we did.
Exactly. That's what we did.
That's what we should have done. That is number 4. How about number 3?
I feel great about playing football right now.
50 days until the Hall of Fame game opens NFL preseason play between the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals. 50. That's it. I've said this a few times. Thank you to the Carolina Hurricanes. When you play hockey into mid-June, the kind of crossover dead period where there's not as much going on in our area just shrinks a ton. Which, by the way, they may have ended the crossover dead period permanently. Because if the Canes' success and the watch parties and the support for the Canes and all of that makes Major League Baseball think that it's a big enough and supportive enough sports market to give a Major League Baseball team to Raleigh, then this dead period, quote unquote, wouldn't be the dead period in the area. It would be the Major League Baseball period in the area where you're just in the dog days of summer for Major League Baseball. So that'd be awesome if they eliminated it forever. But my point is, there's only 50 days till the Panthers play a preseason game, which I say this about the NFL all the time. The reason, I think one of the underrated reasons why the NFL is king is they have absolutely mastered. They have perfected our attention span, which is The offseason is long enough that we absolutely crave football. And then they give us just a little dusting. They give us just a sprinkle, right? So we're going to watch the Hall of Fame game as if it's like awesome. It's not going to be awesome. But that offseason has just been so long since we've seen football that it's going to be like, yes, anything where they're wearing the jerseys. If it's the Panthers and the Cardinals, I'm in. If they played that same game a month after they actually play it, we'd be like, who cares? But it's perfect. It's perfect. Hall of Fame game, 50 days. We can make it 50 days.
Absolutely.
Basically
a month till training camp.
I was going to say, the practices start, whatever it is, July 23rd, July 22nd, something like that. It's already June 17th. We're there. We are there. That's number 3. Let's get to number 2.
Just the two of us.
All right. Where are we at? What's going on in the Carolina game? Carolina baseball. Bottom 9. Carolina. Okay, let me set the stage. Men's College World Series. If Carolina wins this game, they are one of 2 teams remaining. They will go to the championship series of the Men's College World Series. They are up 12-7. It is the bottom of the 9th. West Virginia is batting, and there's 1 out. So Carolina needs to get 2 more outs without giving up 5 or more runs. That's where we stand. And if they do that, they go to the championship series. It was 12-1 as late as the 7th inning. West Virginia started coming to life a little bit, made it a little bit hairier. But 5-run lead, 2 more outs to go. That's where it stands. Carolina has been, since Super Regionals, the betting favorite to win the whole darn thing, which is pretty darn good. UCLA, I think, was the wagon all regular season, and then they got eliminated. And since then, Carolina has kind of slid into the favorite spot.
I know at the start of the College World Series, it was Carolina and Georgia had the same odds for best chance to win the whole thing. Now, Georgia's still in it. They got to play Oklahoma later today.
Carolina, and especially if they're able to close this out, right, and superstition, knock on wood, whatever you got to do. They've done so with very few games being played in Omaha.
Yeah, this is just their 3rd game.
Which is obviously very important, protecting arms and everything else when you're looking towards a potential 3-game slobber knocker with whoever you face in the championship series.
By the way, the College World Series will take place Saturday, Sunday, and if necessary on Monday night. We will carry all those games right here on 99.9 The Fan. So if you're a UNC baseball fan, they hold on to this 5-run lead here in the bottom of the 9th inning. You'll be able to hear UNC baseball right here on 99.9 The Fan this weekend.
Now, I'm not I didn't play baseball in high school or anything. I'm not a baseball. I played Little League like everybody else, but West Virginia just got a single on a gross swing. Just somehow got through. But now they get an out on a fly ball. So Carolina's 1 out away. If they get the final out, we'll let you know. In the meantime, let's go to number 1.
Go 1!
Let's do that hockey.
Join 99.9
on the road. The Carolina Hurricanes are delivering a Stanley Cup winning storm surge.
Now, join 99.9 The Fan Saturday morning for complete coverage of the Canes Stanley Cup Championship Parade. Our pre-parade broadcast starts at 10 a.m. live from Taverna Agora on Hillsborough. We will have the latest parade updates, tell you what's going on, make it feel like you're there. You can hear from fellow fans and cheer on the champs as they take the main stage. Championship Parade coverage on 99.9 The Fan is brought to you by Parkway Sleep Health Centers in Cary. Sound sleep, sound health. I'm looking forward to that. I think the Canes are looking forward to that. I don't know if the parade is what you dream of when you're a kid. I think you dream of scoring the game-winning goal or being on the ice, throwing your gloves in the air and going nuts. But once you do it, once you win, once that the clock goes 000, I think the parade is one of those things you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be a blast. So with the Canes getting ready for it on Saturday, we're going to be out there, special broadcast stuff. Trying to make it as big of a deal as possible because I think it's deserved of everybody, fans, players, and everybody in between, that when you win a cup, you do treat it as if you won a cup, right? You make it different, special broadcasts, special merch, special all of that stuff. Dennis, do you want to let the people know what just happened?
Oh, that UNC baseball won?
There you go.
There it is.
Not only did they win, it is the most runs in a men's college World Series game for a Carolina team. Is that what I just saw? I believe that just popped up in a graphic.
Okay. I flipped over to this World Cup match, not going to lie.
Okay. Carolina won 12-7. They're going to play in the College Baseball World Series, like the championship final series. Best of 3.
You'll hear it this weekend on The Fan.
This is, to put it in perspective, okay? Carolina baseball is now where the Canes were when they returned to Raleigh for Game 5 after splitting Games 3 and 4 in Vegas. It is a 3-game series for the whole darn thing. If you win 2 of the next 3, you get the trophy. You get the ring. You get your name etched in history forever and ever. That's where the Carolina baseball team is right now. So hopefully they can do what the Carolina Hurricanes did and not even need all 3 games. I'll just win the first 2 and be done with it. But 12-7, that's a big game for Carolina. Big win for Carolina. They are still in the hunt, and you might even say leading the hunt for a national championship. And they will play the winner of Oklahoma and Georgia, which starts. They have a game playing tonight at 7 Eastern time. If Oklahoma wins, it'll be North Carolina, Oklahoma in the final. If Georgia wins, then Oklahoma and Georgia will play one more time with the winner playing Carolina in the final. So Oklahoma still has yet to have a loss in the portion, the College Baseball World Series portion. So the double elimination, they'd have to lose twice. That's what you got for the Carolina Tar Heels. And Gavin Gallagher's being interviewed now. Massive game, and he was already the active leader in RBIs in NCAA tournament action. I'm trying to give Carolina some love here because we really ignored them during the first part of their tournament run because we were so focused on the Canes.
Yeah, it's understandable.
They're making something happen here. They've got a really, really good baseball team. And if I'm not mistaken, they've done pretty much everything in this kind of era of UNC baseball other than win a national championship, right? They've had award winners. They've had teams that have been amongst the top seeds. They've done all of that, but just kind of that one thing's been eluding them. A lot of similarities to the Canes going on here with Carolina, where it feels like you've done everything except that big final goal. So we'll see if they can get it done. What days are the championship series now that we know they're in it?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
And that can all be heard here on 99.9 The Fan?
That's right. All 3 games.
Beautiful. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Maynard Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical work. I'll tell you what, if you spend any time outside over the last few weeks, you know the importance of air conditioning. We did some shows outside that were 3 and 4 hours long, and let's just say if I finished up the workday outside and we're going home, I would want that bad boy to be nice and cool and refreshing when I got home, and I'm sure you're similar. So check up on your cooling system. Or if there's an issue with your cooling system and you want to get it back to cooling your house, call Maynard Service Company immediately. Whether it's your cooling system, probably not using it a lot now, but when you do, your heating system, your plumbing, which you use all the time, and your electrical system, which you use all the time. If anything is off, if something sounds funny, if it's not working the way it should, call Maynard Service Company. The first sign of problems, right? Small problems can become big problems if you ignore them. Small problems can become no problems if you call Maynard Service Company. So give them a call, 919-361-0993. Locally owned, by the way, so when you call Maynard Service Company, you're talking to somebody right here in the Triangle. They'll send you a technician that knows the area, knows your neighborhood, and knows how to fix what's broken. So 919-361-0993, or visit them online at MaynardServices.com. That's MAYNOR Services.com. We need numbers game contestants, don't we? Right now, we have a $25 Autobell Car Wash gift card that we have to give away. So one of you has to win it. Call in right now, 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326 for your chance to compete in the numbers game And if you win, earn yourself a $25 Auto Bell Car Wash gift card. Again, the phone number, 919-860-5326. Numbers game next.
Golf's third major will be found on 99.9 The Fan. Listen all week long as we cover the U.S. Open from Shinnecock Hills. Find out if J.J. Spawn can recreate last year's magic or if a new champion emerges. Depend on us for constant leaderboard updates and every big moment through the presentation of the Champions Trophy. Coverage of the U.S. Open on 99.9 The Fan is teed up by Wilson Country Club, the premier private club of Eastern North Carolina.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
At Wake Orthopedics Urgent Care, we spend days, nights, and weekends in 3 convenient locations providing specialized care for kids and adults. Sprains and strains, shoulders and knees, fractures, hammies, and more. All that and all without an appointment. Walk in or limp in, either way you'll get the care you need whenever you need it. Visit us today at wakemed.org.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
See if you're a winner every night. Watch live lottery drawings on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news. That's right, Carolina Pick 3, Carolina Pick 4, and Carolina Cash 5 numbers every night on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news. See if you're a winner before you go off to bed. Get your lottery numbers live every night.
North Carolina Education Lottery.
Only on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. Prize for today, $25 gift card to Autobell Car Wash. The contestants for today are Brandon in Raleigh and Frank in Clayton. As always, we will bring each of them onto the show, ask them the same question. Dennis will be our judge for today. He will pick his favorite answer, and that person will get to go first. We'll start with Brandon in Raleigh. Brandon, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. The Stanley Cup is in the triangle, in case you haven't heard. So because it's so often the answer, we'll eliminate the Stanley Cup. Other than the Stanley Cup, what is the best trophy in sports?
Oh, man. A gold medal at hockey.
Gold. Okay. So Olympic gold in the hockey event. Dennis, any follow-ups?
No questions.
All right.
I'm assuming Olympics.
Yes, sir.
All right. In that case, we roll to Frank and Clayton. Frank, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Same question to you. Because the Stanley Cup is so often like the 1A answer to this question, we've eliminated the Stanley Cup, and because everyone's buzzing on it right now in the area. So other than the Stanley Cup, what is the best trophy in sports?
Well, that's a tough one. I mean, because I don't think there's anything like the Cup, the Stanley Cup. But I would say, I'm a big golf fan. I'd say the Ryder Cup.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Ryder Cup. He's the big fan of cups. Dennis, which one are we rolling with? The Olympic gold medal. And he did specify the event, although I don't know if he had to. I don't think the medals are different. He went with hockey, or Frank went with the Ryder Cup.
That's interesting. Because Ryder Cup being a team sport that doesn't happen every single year.
I'm not actually. I watch the Ryder Cup every year. I don't know if the trophy is that iconic.
It's like a gold.
Not every year, by the way. When it's played, I know I said every year.
Yeah, it's like a gold chalice. I'm actually looking up a picture of it stuff right now. I think that's the thing about it, is that you don't even know what it looks like. Now, if you would have told me like the claret jug from like the Open Championship, I would have been like, yes,
absolutely. Claret jug would have been a good one,
but a fantastic one.
Lombardi
Trophy would also be a great one as well. That crystal ball they give out for the college football playoff, which definitely would not be on my list.
Yeah, though we had the college football playoff national championship trophy in here. Remember that like cone-looking gold one that they have?
Yeah. We've had that in here. Yeah, so I probably would go with the gold medal.
Okay.
I'll go with the gold medal on this one.
I wasn't even thinking gold medal because I don't think of that as a trophy.
Yeah.
But it's really good. Maybe like a green jacket.
Green jacket I would throw on this list.
A little different than a trophy, but either way. Brandon will get to go first. Frank.
Is it Wimbledon? They give you like a plate?
Yeah, like the silver platter.
Yes.
Or
is that for second place? I don't know.
Actually, it might be for second. How gangster would it be, though, if you won Wimbledon? Like if you're Federer and you're just like serving cookies on one of those Wimbledon plates? All right, so here's the deal. Frank, you'll be waiting. Don't worry, you'll have your chance. Just sit on hold. Brandon will go first. So, Brandon, are you ready to pick your category?
Yes, sir.
All right, the categories are NFL, Panthers only. Major League Baseball, guys who registered 6 hits in a single game. NBA players that played in the 2026 playoffs, or NHL Hurricanes throughout history?
NHL Hurricanes throughout history.
All right. Okay, the way this works, I will give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it, and I will say the team in this category, even though you know it, just to keep it fair timing-wise with the other categories. Do you have any questions before we get started?
No, sir.
All right, the way this works, your time will start when you hear the horn. Seth Jarvis, Carolina Hurricanes.
24.
Correct. Alex Nedeljkovic, Carolina Hurricanes.
51.
Incorrect. George Alves, Carolina Hurricanes.
32.
Incorrect. Alex Nedeljkovic, Carolina Hurricanes.
Pass.
John Graham, Carolina Hurricanes.
28.
Incorrect. George Alves, Carolina Hurricanes.
12.
Incorrect. Alex Nedeljkovic, Carolina Hurricanes.
39.
Correct. Look at that. I was actually a little upset with myself because I pronounced the last name wrong on the last one, but I think it sped it up and gave you just enough time to get 39 in there before the buzzer. So Jarvis, 24, you got it. Nedeljkovic, we would have accepted 35 or 39, of which you did get 39. Alves, 40, and Graham, 47 were the numbers we were looking for if you're playing at home. But 2 is your number. That's the leader in the clubhouse. Stay on the line. We'll see if it holds up.
All right, thanks.
By the way, George Alves would have been a tremendous pull. Seeing how he played, 7.6 seconds?
Not a lot of time on the ice. But more like he's more iconic than a lot of guys that played like 4 games.
Oh, yeah.
More likely.
It's the best thing Bill Peters ever did in his tenure here, by the way.
That brings us to Frank Clayton. Frank, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Frank in Clayton, I should say, not Frank Clayton. The categories remaining for you to choose from are NFL players, Panthers only, Major League Baseball players that registered 6 hits in a single game, or NBA players that played in the 2026 playoffs.
I'll do the MLB 6 hits.
All right. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. 1 pass if you need it. You need at least 3 for the victory. Do you have any questions before we get started?
No.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Tony Gwynn, San Diego Padres.
19.
Correct. Christian Yelich, Milwaukee Brewers.
Pass.
Brandon Crawford, San Francisco Giants.
20.
Incorrect. Nomar Garciaparra, Boston Red Sox.
5.
Correct. Chase Utley, Los Angeles Dodgers.
11.
Incorrect. Christian Yelich, Milwaukee Brewers.
26.
Incorrect. Brandon Crawford, San Francisco Giants.
13.
Incorrect. Chase Utley, Los Angeles Dodgers.
22.
This is you already sound like you're kicking yourself a little bit. Yelich was 26, which you guessed for Utley. Utley was sorry, hold on. I messed that up. Yelich was 22, which you guessed for Utley. Utley was 26, which you guessed for Yelich. So if you just flipped those, you would have been a winner. Unfortunately, though, you got Gwynn, you got Garcia Parra. That's 2. And then a tiebreaker goes to whoever goes first. So you
worries.
are not the winner, but hopefully you had some fun.
Absolutely. No problem.
And I've yet to update on Crawford was 35 for those of you playing at home. Gosh, that he was in the right ballpark for both. He just needed to get lucky on the guess. But that means Brandon's the winner. So Brandon, congratulations.
Thank you. You threw me off. I watched the Stanley Cup get lifted Sunday in Vegas, so that was on my mind.
Well, that's a good thing to have on your mind, is the Stanley Cup. And you're a champion. Doesn't matter by an inch or a mile. You won the numbers game today. Congratulations. And that means you get a clean car because you get a $25 gift card to Autobell Car Wash. So stay on the line, and Dennis will grab the info he needs to make sure you get your prize.
Thanks, Tim.
Well, here's the thing, Brandon, before we let you go, did you go out partying with the boys after the game? That's the thing I want to know. Did you go out with the boys after the game?
In Vegas?
Yeah,
did
I was in Vegas.
Mishear that? Oh my goodness. I just thought your mind was on Vegas and the Stanley Cup. Give us a story. What was it like?
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. We flew out Sunday morning, but our flight was Sunday night, so we were only in Vegas for 12 hours. But we were down in the glass for the celebration. I'm in a ton of pictures with all the boys with the cup, so semi-famous that way, I guess.
Heck yeah. I mean, those pictures will live on forever. Congratulations to you for just making the move to be out there for 12 hours. And then also congratulations on your numbers game win, which I'm sure is equally as exciting for you that you also got the win here today.
Yeah, close second for sure.
All right. You didn't have to tell me that. No, I'm kidding. I completely understand. Stay on the line, and Dennis will grab the info. Well, how'd your week go? Great. A few things happened. One, I flew to Vegas and saw my favorite team clinch the Stanley Cup. I got down on the glass for the celebration, and I got to see all the boys holding the cup. And also, you're never going to believe this, I won the numbers game on a tiebreaker. How about that?
Yeah, you see this fresh, clean wheels over here? Yeah. Who earned that one?
Also, it's so messed up that I asked the question, what's the best trophy in sport, barring the Stanley Cup, when all he had on his mind was the Stanley Cup. But I didn't know. I didn't know his background. Shout out to Brandon in Raleigh. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Speaking of the Canes, we're going to revisit an earlier Canes conversation. Coming up next, right here on 99.9 The Fan, The Drive with Tim Donnelly. Stick around.
Hey friends, Paul Lyhander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. And on the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game, because sometimes your player gets subbed off and, your bet goes with them, but not anymore. We've got this thing now called FanDuel's Super Sub. That's right, Super Sub. Eat that one up, folks. If your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. So if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute with FanDuel's Super Sub. Say it with me again. FanDuel's Super Sub. So you're in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/Paul and get started now. FanDuel.com/Paul. That's Paul with a capital P. FanDuel's Super Sub. Just another reason to dig in with FanDuel. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
After 20 years, the wait is over.
5 seconds away. Played out. And the Carolina Hurricanes are the best team in the NHL. They won the 2026 Stanley Cup. It's yours, Carolina.
Such a great story with this team. I mean, you dig into it, it's amazing, and I'm just really proud.
Your official home for the Stanley Cup champion Carolina Hurricanes. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle sports leader.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. So good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Stop by Handy Hugo's for great deals on your favorite Pepsi products. Head to Handy Hugo's today.
Hi friends, this is Mark Pons from Chapel Hill Tire. There's nothing quite like a North Carolina summer, unless of course your air conditioning decides to stop working. If your AC isn't blowing cold, is making strange noises, or just isn't keeping up with the heat, now's the time to have it checked. This month, take advantage of our summer AC special, save $40, and let our ASC certified technicians make sure you're ready for the hottest days of the year. Schedule your appointment today at chapelhilltire.com and drive happy.
Discover the thrill of precision and elegance with Omega at Bailey's Fine Jewelry. From the depths of the ocean to the heights of space, Omega's Seamaster and Speedmaster collections are crafted for those who dare to explore. With a heritage rooted in innovation and a timeless style inspired by sports, space, and cinematic legends, Omega is the gift for every adventurer. Find your perfect watch at Bailey's Fine Jewelry in Raleigh's Village District. Voted best jeweler. Learn more at baileybox.com.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%, and most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, it's Dennis Cox for Loan Pronto. But here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at near 3-year lows. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. All right, everybody. You can join the 99.9 The Fan, that's us, Saturday morning for complete coverage of the Canes Stanley Cup Championship Parade. That's right. Our pre-parade broadcast starts at 10, live from Taverna Agora on Hillsborough. We will have the latest parade updates, hear from fellow fans, and cheer on your Stanley Cup champs as they take the main stage. Championship parade coverage on 99.9 The Fan is brought to you by Parkway Sleep Health Centers in Cary. Sound sleep, sound health. Boom. I want to talk changes to the Carolina Hurricanes. And I know that right now, like any change, whatever's the first move that Eric Tulsky makes this offseason is going to see, I bet you it's met with just anger because you don't want to change anything about your Cup champs, right? They're your precious Cup champs, right? Keep everything the same. Nobody move. It worked. But if we're being real, something's going to change. I don't know if it'll be as drastic. I brought this up just because I thought it'd be fun, Dennis, before we talk changes from this year to next year.
Oh, okay.
October 7th, 2024. Per Puckpedia, the Carolina Hurricanes submitted their starting roster for the 2024-2025 season.
Mm-hmm.
Not that long ago. October 7th, 2024. Not that long ago.
Yeah, it was the start of last season.
Their projected lineup, top line of Aho, Jarvis, and Jack Roslovic.
Oh, there you go.
Second line of Kokeniemi, Natchez, and Svechnikov.
Okay.
Third line, here we go, Martinook, Staal, Carrier.
Makes sense.
Yep, there you go. Fourth line, Brendan Lemieux, Jack Drury, Eric Robinson. Tyson Jost, the healthy extra.
And Tyson Jost was claimed off waivers.
There you go. On the blue line, Jacob Slavin and Brent Burns. Dmitry Orlov, Jalen Chatfield.
Yeah.
Shane Gostisbehere, Sean Walker.
Okay.
And Bryce Montgomery, the healthy extra. I barely even remember that name. It's like sounds familiar, maybe.
He's in the AHL. I think they may have kept him up for like a salary cap reason type deal. But yeah, that's really about it.
Freddie Anderson, Pyotr Kochetkov in net. That's a lot of change from then to the roster that really solidified and stabilized in the second half of this season and became the roster that won the Stanley Cup. So a lot of change is possible year to year. You know what I mean?
I mean, half that top six you just mentioned are not even on the team.
Yes, exactly.
Or I'm sorry, didn't play this season.
Rosovic, Kokoniemi, and Natchez.
Yeah.
Drury gone, Lemieux gone, Burns gone, Orlov gone, Bryce Montgomery, I never hear. There's a lot
Tyson Jost.
A lot of change. So earlier today, I simply asked, and by the way, like that's what happens when you don't achieve your ultimate goal, right? Their goal was to win a cup. And so every year they were making changes. They were making tweaks. They were bringing players in. They were letting players go. They were shuffling lines. They were looking for something that would make them better to achieve their ultimate goal. That's what you do. The crazy part is, I don't know if it's crazy, but the interesting part is they locked darn near everyone on their roster this year up for the future before they knew this was the team that was going to get over the hump and win the cup. They have a lot of like capital to use to acquire things, but it would have been more difficult to shake up the roster in a big way if this year's team didn't make it. They were pretty confident in the way that this team was assembled and the way that this year's team was put together that they wouldn't need to go make a bunch of crazy changes. Everybody other than Freddie Anderson that played in the Stanley Cup final is under contract for next year. Aside from Alexander Nikishin, he's a restricted free agent, which means if they don't want him to go, he ain't going. It's pretty incredible of a job to do that on a year that you eventually win the Stanley Cup. Usually you do that. You have everybody locked up for the future, and in many cases, for players on the roster multiple years into the future, you do that if you have a team that you're intrigued with on their long-term potential. You think you have a lot of guys who maybe aren't ready now, but we have them to long-term contracts so they can continue to develop regardless of what the outcome is of this year. This was an all-in-to-win team that had everyone locked up and then won it. Like, that is unbelievable timing. So with that as the backdrop, I asked Dennis earlier today, what are 3 changes you could see happening from this year to next year? Now, this would have been a much easier question if I asked him that between 2023 to the end of the 2022-2023 season to the beginning of the next one, or the next season, or the next season. But this year you have to strain pretty difficult to predict changes. And I'll run through quickly, and Dennis, correct me if I'm wrong on any of these, how I remember the 3 that you gave us earlier. Potential changes to the goalie room, right? Because obviously Freddie Anderson, unrestricted free agent, he could be gone. So it'd be Bussy and Pyotr, Bussy and who? I don't think Bussy's going anywhere, not with that magic touch still glowing at the moment. There was changes to potentially the top 6 forwards, maybe not even a departure, but maybe a shuffling down in the forwards for someone like Taylor Hall. And then there was maybe the 6 defensemen that have really settled in will not be the 6 defensemen next year, with the most obvious talked about potential departure being Alexander Nikishin if the restricted free agency negotiations go away that, maybe some people don't think it'll go. None of those. I would say the goalie thing is probably likely. Freddie, his contract is up. He's been through a lot. They finally achieved the ultimate goal. It does feel like a natural off-ramp for him, where it's not a breakup even. It's just like a shake hands and can't wait to see you again down the line, partner. Like kind of that deal. So I do think the goalie room could be different. Other than that, like your picks, Dennis, were as good as any, right? Like those changes could happen, and I think they're as likely as any, but it's really hard to point to anything and say they need to change that by next year, or, oh, they're not going to be able to afford to keep that guy next year, which is normally what happens at this point after a cup. I mean, normally the parade's on Saturday, right? We talked about our coverage, 99.9 The Fan, the whole thing will be there. It'll be a blast. There's usually a few awkward interactions at championship parades where a player talks and ends their speech with like, and I hope I come back. I don't know, guys. Like we're not talking about that now. Toss me a beer. Like there's usually a few real awkward things. I don't know if there's going to be for the Canes. Maybe a Jesperi Kotkaniemi situation because the buyout window is open and nobody really knows what that looks like. But he's a healthy scratch if we're being real. Like that shouldn't be that awkward. It should be kind of writings on the wall. Everybody knows what's going on. It is a really fascinating situation having the Canes win and already having solved most of the problems ahead of time. Now here's the question. If we've learned anything about Eric Tulsky, talking Canes GM, fearless. He'll take a big swing. And even though the Canes have a roster that just won a cup, and they could return everybody if they wanted to, even though they have that, which sounds like what most GMs would love, right? That's an offseason where you go to the beach. You're like, we won the cup and everyone's already signed. Where do we want to go for the 3-week vacation? They do have cap space, a lot of it. They do have picks and prospects. If they wanted to go make a splash, they could. Now, is it self-control to not, or is it not settling or being complacent to not? You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be complacent and think there's no way this team could get better. We just won a cup. But you also don't want to go, hey, we should mess with a good thing here.
It's a delicate balance because you always have to assume that your competition is getting better.
True. Or healthier, or all the things that teams go through. Is the move out there is one of the questions. Like, obviously, and I've seen the YouTube comments, Connor McDavid. Like, sure, but is he worth the arm, the leg, the maybe your like frontal lobe of your brain? It's like you're going to give him the world in a wrapped basket to get Connor McDavid. But you look into it. Are there more realistic targets that you can go after that would make your team significantly better without upsetting the obvious rhythm and culture that worked really, really well this year? Are those changes worth it? Do you take the risk?
Yeah, you're going to disrupt the room?
Are you going to disrupt the room? Or can you find a move that doesn't disrupt the room?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone on that team that would like to be skating on a higher line than they are here, and potentially you can help that? Like, it is a business now, right? And everybody's got a cup, so it's not like you left without fulfilling the promise you made. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's fascinating what changes could be made by next year. And it's almost more fascinating that there's a possibility that no changes could be made at the start of next year. It's crazy. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Overdrive coming up next. More Canes talk. They won a cup. It'll be here for a while. We'll be back tomorrow for more. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
Move your sports day forward.
Championships are rare, and you'll always remember June 14th, 2026, when rare became reality for you and the Carolina Hurricanes. Remember the feeling when the clock hit 0 and you high-five the person next to you. The feeling, multiply it by 1,000,000. That's the collective I told you so from Caniac Nation to every non-believer.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Congratulations to the 2026 Stanley Cup champion Carolina Hurricanes. Brought to you by